in the sky. I look up and wonder why. Constant of the moon and sun, while we pretend we're having fun. We're animals in the jungle. We've got feelings and values, but no innocence. We are all doomed to be free. Absurdity spares no expense. We're animals in the jungle. We've got feelings and values, but no innocence. We are all doomed to be free. Nothing ever makes any sense. Nothing ever makes any sense. Nothing ever makes any sense. The animals do their work, working out all the quirks. They have to have food for their babies' mouths. The river flows north and they're swimming south. They stare at the sun's position to know when they can be free. Little do they know, whoa, whoa, it's what they'll always be. We're animals in the jungle. We've got feelings and values, but no innocence.
Hello, everyone.
Doomed to be free. Absurdity spares no.
Turn the music down a little bit. Oh, man, I keep forgetting to go back and check the past streams and see, like, is that a fine music volume? I don't know. Oh, I need to put, what is that? Should be,
Oh, do you want your fan on?
I'll go back to my, it's fine, it's fine. This is a, sorry, I'm trying to get the music thing to show up. But I don't remember. Oh, actually, I think I can just copy this. And then, shit, hold on. I think over here and paste it, maybe. Over here. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay, so now we got music. I don't know. Oh, what's going on there? Thank you for the membership. Did the animation pop up? I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
Dang it. I was setting up things. Thank you, Spider Guy Murph, for becoming a member.
Thanks, Spider Guy Murph.
I was actually going to show that pretty soon here in just a second. We just revamped our channel memberships and got some cool comics you can win if you're a channel member. Let me say hi to everyone real quick.
Hiya, Paul.
So we got Paul. Oh, there's the animation. Okay.
Hell yeah.
It just showed up. Okay, cool. Cool. Let me turn this up a little bit now. Okay, so now I should hear. Thanks. Okay, so Paul, hello. Excited to see what you picked up. Yeah, big stack today. These are all the books we got, which is actually a very light week for us. But it is it was a welcomed light week. So because I spent like over 100 on polls I think last week. Anyway, that's with my pretty good discount that I get. Okay, and then we have Xbox Gamer. I'm super sad I ignored this facsimile because I'm hunting for an original, and then made another sketch blank variant. I'll have to ask my shop if it goes into second print to order a few. The Batman 237 or 357 or whatever that book is, the facsimile they just did that also had a blank, they did end up doing a second printing on that. And so this has the potential to get a second printing, but also ask your shop. They might still be able to order the first printing for you. Let's see. Let's catch up. Logan Gabehart, what you get? Hold on a second, I'll show you. Spidey Guy Murph, thank you again for becoming a channel member. And then we have 25 Perez in the chat as well. So, starting the stream off strong with a new channel member. So, for those of you that didn't see the video yesterday, and also for those of you that did see the video, I'm always worried that I didn't explain something well. So, I hope that it's clear. At the end of each month, I will randomly pick, I'll use, one of the generator things to randomly, we'll do a spin wheel. We'll put everybody's name on a spin wheel, because that's fun.
Spin wheels are fun.
It'll be an online spin wheel. It won't be
not
a real one, because then I'd have to keep adjusting it as people joined on. But anyway, so we'll do a spin wheel, and then so we'll randomly pick a channel member each month.
Oreo, do you want a real spin wheel?
And I'm still building it out, okay? So, but it's going to be called the Short Box of Goodies. And it's going to be a short box filled with goodies. It's pretty self-explanatory. But I'll randomly pick a channel member. And to add in a little extra gambling, the tiers that I made, there's a $4.99, a $9.99, and a $14.99 tier. 3-tier thing. And let me get my little paper, because I actually forgot the numbers. I debated on how I wanted to do this. I had like a bunch of different scenarios and ways to do things in my head. But if you have the basic membership and you win, if your name gets pulled, you will get 2 pulls out of the box. And again, this will be the very last community hangout stream, which is typically on Sundays. Might be rescheduled, but typically on Sundays of each month. If you're in the live stream, we'll ask you, do you want from the front, from the back, in the middle, 3 this direction or that direction, whatever, however you want to do it. We can have fun, goof around with your picks, If you're not there, again, I'll be building the box by myself. So if you're not there, Chris will then just randomly pick the pulls for you. So again, if you have the basic membership and you win, you get 2 books out of the box. And then, I'll ship them to you, or if you're local, then I'll just give them to you when I see them. If you get the second tier, which is $9.99 a month, and you win, you get 5 pulls out of the box. So it doubles up, and then you get an extra +1. And then this one, it goes a little nutty, I think. I don't know the math on this. It goes pretty hard, though. But if you get the third tier, I think I was kind of sleep deprived when I did this one, because I'm like, the math just doesn't make sense. But if you get the third tier, which is $14.99 a month, which is the bigger risk, though, so I feel like a big risk needs a big reward. I'm a gambling man, so that's how it makes sense to me. Third tier, you win, we pick your name, you get 10 pulls out of this box, which might be a little nutty. I'm not sure. But that's how we're doing it. Let me read this. Thanks. I'll have to try that. I missed FOC on the Batman 181. I'll message tomorrow to see if they can, because they'll be super busy on free comp. Yeah, definitely do it before then. To ask about specific books. Yeah, you always ask. Because honestly, like sometimes, like recently, like Berserker a month ago or so finished their 12th issue, and they had breaks in between, so it wasn't like 12 months and it was, for the full run. But somebody asked a little while back, and we were still able to order like issues 4 and some earlier issues and stuff for them. So it just depends on the book. Sometimes you ask the next day and it's sold out. It really just depends. Sometimes they make a whole bunch of them and you can still order them much later. But anyway, I want to go into do my little channel membership spiel, complete that, and then we're going to go into the new books of the week. Got some cool stuff to talk about. Didn't read too much this week. A lot of cool covers, and definitely got to show the Poison Ivy facsimiles and stuff. But anyway, so here's some of the stuff that is going to be in the short box of goodies. We have an Alf #1. We have a Gambit #1. We have a Rogue #1. Storm #1. Ironheart #3. I always figured if this is 3 or 4. That's the first time she actually wears her armor. but not I might have said Ironheart Man.
Invincible Iron Man.
Invincible Iron Man number 3. First time Ironheart or Riri wears the Ironheart armor. There we go. But this is the first cover in Iron Man number 1. And this is the second appearance of Riri when she's still wearing the prototype armor in Iron Man 10, previous volume. Noctera number 1. I can't wait until they're supposed to supposedly be doing a show on that eventually, at some point. And I'm super excited for that. And then we have High Republic. This is a one-shot, Quest of the Jedi. Bunch of first appearances in there. And then we get into the big boy books. Spectacular Spider-Man 101, one of my absolute favorite covers.
It's beautiful.
John Byrne is, I love his work, and I think this might be his best he ever did. It's a tough one to say, but that is just such a gorgeous cover. Young Avengers 1, all kinds of first appearances in there. Big modern key. And then Spider-Man 51, first cover appearance and second appearance of Kingpin. So, lots of cool things you can win. And, like I said, I'm not done building out the box yet. So, keep that in mind. More will be added. Let's go ahead and get into
a pretty big delay.
It should be on light delay or whatever.
I mean, just look at it though. We haven't even got to the big stuff yet.
Yeah. Huh. I don't know. Anyway, let's get into the new books of the week. Well, yeah, I'll say that at the end, sure. So, starting off with Marvel as usual, we have Demon Wars Scarlet Sin. So this is the finale of the Demon Wars Momoko story. Well, I almost want to say anthology. It's not an anthology. They're all number ones, but it's all one big story. As always, I can't remember who. I think this is the Hans variant. I'm pretty sure. Really cool cover. I like that one a lot. Almost picked up a couple other ones, but I guess we didn't pick up the Guruhiru?
No.
Yeah. I always mess up their name. But I like that one. Thought it was pretty cool. This one was pretty great. This is Moon Knight number 23. Wait, didn't we have more variants?
We did. It's a
Where'd they
little
go?
out of order.
I thought I were... Hold on one second. Because we got... Yeah. I must have just mixed those up. I almost had them in order. Beautiful cover, that Demon Mask for Scarlet Witch. Yeah. It was pretty interesting. And I find it interesting that Marvel was... Momoko's so popular that she was like, yeah, I'm going to use these characters and just do whatever I want with them. Just do something different. And they're like, yeah, sure, yeah. People will buy it, whatever. Anyway, so here's the yay cover for Moon Knight. So, Venom joins up. And I gotta say, one of the best crossover books, as far as like a superhero book goes, the way that they put Venom into this issue totally makes sense. It is like the current Venom. Now, granted, I'm not totally caught up on Venom, but
Probably won't be.
yeah, but anyway, but it is like very interesting to see, like, oh, this is, the current, Dylan Brock Venom, and it makes sense for his character. It makes sense for why he's in this issue of Moon Knight. It doesn't feel just forced in, and doesn't feel like Venom's in this issue because Venom's cool, you know what I mean? Like, it makes sense for Moon Knight, it makes sense for Venom, and on top of that, it's also, because like Jed MacKay writing Moon Knight, he's done a lot of like putting Moon Knight in Doctor Strange, or wasn't it with Black Cat? Or that was a Spider-Man issue, I think, with Black Cat that also had Moon Knight in it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, he's writing all those stories, so it's easy for him to keep all that together. But you know, it's a little bit trickier, or not even necessarily tricky. I don't know if that's the word I want to use, but I feel like a lot of writers just don't pay attention to what.
Hey, Kenneth.
Hey, what's going on, Kenneth? I feel like a lot of other writers don't pay attention to what other writers are doing. So I'm just gonna turn. I don't know. I feel like that might be a little loud. I don't know. I need to go back and check the VODs and see the volumes on everything. But anyway, so that being said, great issue of Moon Knight, as always. Moon Knight is always just a killer read. Awesome artwork. I love Capuccio's, the way he draws Moon Knight. And he draws a really cool Venom. Not my particular... It's a little, like, edgier kind of version of Venom, so not my particular favorite way to draw Venom, but a lot better than Brain Edge. Also picked up... Spider-Man or Spider-Verse variant or whatever these things are called. That was pretty cool. But then also, I can't remember who this one is, but it is a gorgeous cover. Really, really like that one.
Hey, Quick Draw.
What's up, Quick Draw? I actually saw. I should have took a picture of it. Or at the shop, you know, we got in some new books and we're sorting them out, and I had a Quick Draw McGraw comic book, and. Brought a smile to my face. Anyway, so moving on to Groot number 1. We picked up the Momoko variant, and I didn't read this one, but Chris did.
And I didn't like it.
Oh, you didn't care for it?
No, it's...
What kind of Groot is this?
It's Baby Groot.
Oh, yeah?
But it's a lot of, like, Kree people talking, and they suck to
As I'm, like,
read.
flipping through here, I barely see Groot. Eh.
Groot seems kind of like an afterthought. Like, man, like someone looked at this book, said, man, this sucks. Make something cute in here.
Well, regardless, I kind of had a feeling that I was going to pick up this cover anyway. It's just a super cute one, so I was like, at worst. And Chris read it first and said, like, you don't need to read that. So I was like, I'll go with me.
If you like boring...
If you like the Kree...
boring technical talk and like
hopefully issue 2 of Groot is good. Yeah,
generic military speak, sure, read it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, I don't know if I'm probably not going to read this issue, but you know, if there's a cool cover, who knows what I'll pick up at any point. You know, sometimes a cover just gets you. Sometimes it'll make you pick up a book.
I hope issue 2 of Groot sucks.
And moving on to
worse than the first.
The finale for Joe Fixit number 5.
I loved it. It was so much fun.
It was a lot of fun. This series...
This writer is so good at making fun.
Yeah, it's just very campy in ways. Really my only complaint is that it overall largely felt more like a Spider-Man story than a Joe Fixit story. But it was still good. I kind of... And it's weird. I usually don't like this complaint. It's a minor complaint for me. But it just felt like he really took over the whole thing. It's at certain parts. But like I feel like it would have been better if he started out the gates and it was like the title was Spider-Man and Joe Fixit. And I hate that comment, but when you have just a little mini series that is Joe Fixit, I feel like if you were like a really, and I'm not a huge Joe Fixit fan either, or not saying I don't like him, but not like, oh, I can't wait for Joe Fixit, but I feel like if someone was like that and they read this, they're like, this is a Spider-Man comic, it's featuring Joe Fixit. But I don't know. Regardless, super fun, really goofy. There was one part that really got me. It was early on. I'm trying to remember what it was now, but I just found it super funny. Oh, is this?
Yeah.
I really like this. Just a light little spoiler, but so Joe Fixit is fighting Hydro Man and some electric person. I can't remember. Whiplash. And so, like, the floor's covered in water, and then Whiplash is going to electrocute the floor. And Spider-Man's like, I'm going to save Joe Fixit. I'm going to web him and then lift him up, and he's hanging on the ceiling. He's going to pick him up. And so he's trying to pick him up, and, he's struggling, and then actually the ceiling breaks and like the little chunks are still connected to his feet. And I just thought that is just so goofy, and it's fun. Oh, and this part too.
Yeah, leave that for them.
I won't say that.
There's a lot of just really fun parts. It's
yeah,
a
the
really
immediate
fun
next
book.
thing is just super
What's
goofy.
this writer's name?
I don't know who this is. Something David.
Yeah.
Peter David.
Peter David's fucking great.
Yeah, it's been just a super fun ride.
'Cause I'm pretty sure he made the what was before this Fantastic Four?
The new
Four?
Fantastic Four.
That was also just a lot of fun.
It does feel very similar. I would actually say I probably like this better.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the last issue of Joe Fix It. It was super fun. It was like it was like a team up book, and that's why I say like I kind of wish it presented that. Because I do feel like it's a little misleading. Because I feel like Spider-Man has a larger part in this than Joe Fix It. Can't hype that any more than you have. Yeah,
I'm curious,
it's
Mark,
just
does
fun.
Does Joe Fix It have a sketch cover?
Not that I know
It'd be a lot of fun if he did.
I mean, there's a bunch of Hulks you could get.
Yeah.
You know? This one's
But I
actually
wouldn't want Joe
from
Fix
a
It.
couple weeks ago or something.
Yeah.
We ran out of copies, so I had to order an extra one. But Invincible Iron Man number 5.
It has one of my least favorite Iron Man suits. It's that one.
This this one right here in the bottom left corner, yeah.
Sure. The one point at it better.
My fingers aren't
Yeah,
this one.
I hate that suit so much.
But anyway, so I don't know if they're going to continue. Is there more after this?
Mhm.
Okay, I think there is. 5's a good stopping point, for something like this. But
You
yeah,
caught up on Iron Man?
yeah, I read this one. It's been really good. Yeah, I really like this one.
You didn't
this
really
is one
feel like an end.
where no, like a good endpoint for like I'm gonna do a Hall of Armors for the first 5 covers.
In
you know
the
what I mean?
newest preview, they showed, I think, what's going to be the last one, so it's at least, a couple months out.
I know. I feel like we've said that a few times though. Like, oh, that's probably the last one, and then like and maybe 3, and then 5, and then now whatever. So
I thought it was only going to be 3, but then they just kept making them.
So they keep doing more, and I don't know. We're Iron Man junkies, so
Yeah.
this one I didn't get around to.
And Hall of Armors are cool.
Yeah, I don't know if I will, but there's a new Edge of Spider-Verse.
And it's a fun cover.
It is a fun cover. I think it's got some kind of first appearances or Spider Killer or something, which I assume is also there was I don't know if it was the C cover or something. It was kind of cool, and I was kind of tempted.
Like a vampire spider.
Yeah, it's like this weird spider, creepy looking thing, and I'm like, I kind of like that cover. I don't know. It'd be one of those things I might be kicking myself later if I don't get it, and it ends up being worth a bunch of money. But then also my luck, I pick it up and they're like, this book is worthless. You can get them for a penny. But that's the end of our Marvel haul. Marvel. Moving on to Star Wars, also produced by Marvel. We have...
Ooh, he does have a fun design.
I think he's really cool looking. I can show him off real quick because there is a cover with him.
Yeah.
So give me, if you see a good picture of him. Unless he's like ripping a spider person's head off or something. But yeah, I mean... So if you don't want to see him, if you don't want any spoilers, look away. But like I said, there is a cover appearance of him and everything. But I think he's super cool looking. And I'm like, I don't know, he's just the right amount of like creepy, and just neat. Anyway, moving on to Star Wars, we have Lando number 1. Did you read this, Chris?
Yeah.
I did not.
It was okay.
Okay.
Had some fun moments.
I like the Chewie there.
Yeah. If
He's
you like
like-
Star Wars, if you like Star Wars, you'll probably like this.
Chewbacca looks like Lando just said something outlandish to him, and he's just like, "What did you say to me?"
You ever tried Pilk, Chewbacca? It's Pepsi and milk.
Oh, I was gonna add that Dino Spider-Verse cover, but then I saw the rest and loved them all but one. Yeah, I think you messaged after we closed, so I got to go grab that tomorrow before we open. Oh, wait a minute. The one with the Galactus rip-off head piece?
Talking about the Iron Man. Which I think he's wrong, but...
Yeah, okay, cool. I didn't understand. Nice Iron Man cover. Okay, cool. Making sure I'm cop and everything. And then we have Yoda number 7. This is the A cover. Cool cover with Grievous on it.
Yeah. Did you read this one?
I told you I have not
Oh, yeah.
started
God,
Yoda.
Mark,
I've told you this
I'm so
like
tired. I got a headache. I'm not
I
doing
tell you
well.
like 3 times a week that I have not read Yoda.
I've
Anyway,
read this.
what do you think of Yoda?
It's fun. It's the beginning of a new story. It's doing more Clone Wars stuff. Which I think is the first time they're doing Clone Wars stuff, really.
What do y'all...
In Yoda.
This is kind of a random question. What do y'all like better for an arc, lengthwise? I feel like a lot of comics will do 6 issues as an arc. And I say that because, Chris is saying this is the new, start to a new arc. And it's issue 7, so obviously,
They've had like 3-issue arcs.
Oh, 3? But, I just like the clean cut of 5. Like, 5 seems like a better building block for stories. It's just a random thought. If it doesn't matter to you, you don't have to answer it. I will show you, we also picked up, I don't know if it's the B cover. B cover for Yoda. I'm a sucker for Coruscant Guard or whatever, Shock Trooper, whatever. And anytime the red, that type of
He doesn't
armor
appear
and
in the
stuff.
book.
Oh, he doesn't?
No.
Fair enough, but I'm a sucker for them on a cover, so like that Kanan cover that has it.
Those
that I love.
Those aren't Coruscant Guards, I keep telling you.
Well, what is he, a Shock Trooper? Or whatever?
No. Those red troopers are
I said any of those types.
Kanan's squad.
Whatever, I like those troops. Mono Spider-Verse stories, but what the What If Dark series Jerry Conway is writing. What if Peter died instead of Gwen, and I need a new Gwen. I don't know which ones you're talking about.
They're in the preview.
They're like a little ways out.
Yeah.
Okay. None of them come out.
It's that one with the kind of goofy Gwen Stacy face.
I do remember seeing it. Oh, that one Greg Land cover that I don't like.
Yeah.
Which is strange. I usually love Greg Land, but okay, let me catch up. And I might have just put it over there with all the other comics.
Yeah, lost to time. Never to be seen again.
I was dashing in late to see the Pops live stream. Gonna make that money for Free Comic Book Day, yeah. And giant week of pools. I don't feel like it was that bad of a week.
Yeah, honestly, kind of a small week of
I
pools.
spent more than double last week.
I spent $15. I think I spent maybe...
I thought you spent 20 this week. Anyway, doesn't matter. Okay, then Spider-Verse stuff. Free Comic Day is the Black Friday of comics. Yeah, it's crazy. The funny thing is like it kind of sucks because I'm going to a convention the next day, so I really can't spend any Free Comic Book Day or any money on Free Comic Book Day.
If there's a good deal at our shop, we're powerless.
I mean, I'm not powerless. I could spend some, but it's like,
powerless.
do I want to do that? We'll find out. I don't know.
Unable to do a thing.
I always thought 5 was an arc because that's how they collect them in the trades usually. There's a lot of trades that are 1 to 6 now. I would say most modern, like Marvel and well, I'm trying to think about DC. I don't read it. I'd say DC too for the most part. I think is 6 because a lot of things are a lot of trades are 6 issues now. Yeah, but I had most of the indies that came out this week, plus all Marvel minus X-Men. Yeah, I think I only have 1 or 2 indie books this week. I'm not sure. Anyway, keeping on with Star Wars, we have Darth Vader 33. This is the A cover. Always cool when you just have a big red background.
Yeah.
Just a flat color and then a dark character in front of it. Always going to look cool. We are... Well, I was going to say I'm also behind. Chris is behind technically. I haven't started Vader. I need like issue 7 or something. I can't remember. But I looked forever trying to find it. I was like, I can never find this book at any shops. And turns out it's a moderately priced key. Excited for the Dark What If line. I don't know if I'll check it out or not. I don't know. I got so many things. I try my best to actually, if I'm
gonna
like,
be honest, I haven't looked at the free comic books this year.
Yeah, we haven't looked at. We've been busy. I'm going to be making a video pretty soon. I have to figure out how I want to present it. Gay Part knows a little bit about this, but we've had some stuff going on at our shop for a while now, where, well, I'll just say from my perspective, I assumed some of my books were lost forever. Some of them being some pretty pricey books, like my first Black Cat. And what else is in this? I have an Iron Man 128, the Demon in the Bottle cover, and some other good stuff in there as well. And there's some stuff is kind of cheap. But anyway, but we've been dealing with, it wasn't just my stuff, it was like a total of like 200 comics for our customers and stuff.
No.
Anyway, so our minds have been kind of wrapped up in that.
The DOGs are laying together real cute, like.
Yeah, they're passed out. But anyway, so we've been dealing with that, and I want to make a video. I want to be tactful, but also, I don't want to be super accusatory or anything like that. But the point I want to make with the video is that I'm excited to have these books back. They've been gone for, like, some of them well over 2 years now. And I'm very happy to have them back. I thought I'd kind of finally... It was funny. I felt like I've finally given up on them ever returning, and then now they're back. So I actually haven't looked at any of the free comic book day stuff. That's a long explanation to say I haven't looked at it at all. Okay. Hold up, let me catch up. All of them, like always, quick draw. Okay. So next time I'm going to be at the shop, is it going to be a bad day to sell that book? Because I could come in after work one day. Should be fine. Well, wait a minute. Is it going to be free comic book day? Because then we'll probably be kind of busy. I was thinking, Sunday. But if you want to show up on Sunday, Shay, I think, will be there working, because I won't be there. So, I mean, if you want to try to do it then, that'd probably be fine. Or next week or something, and whatever. Grabbing Red Sonja, Turtles, Conan, and I am a stand for Free Comic Book Day. I think my shop allows 4 books total? That's rough.
We just let people grab whatever.
Well, 1 per person. You can't grab a whole
yeah.
stack of something, but 1 per person, Or even, you can't grab 2 of the same book. Because, there's always some hot book with some first appearance or something somebody's talking about. The return of comics being offered on Free Comic Book Day. I'm not super greedy, but I want the Street Fighter and Umbrella Academy comics the most. Yeah, I'll probably pick up a Street Fighter. There's usually, like, some anime stuff, or I'll pick up any Star Wars, or... I usually grab the Marvel ones, even if I might not read them. I'll pick them up and maybe I'll read them. You'll have a way to get it graded. We are no longer doing any grading.
Do it yourself.
Not a thing. Should I come before Free Comic Book Day, or can I? Not being graded. You can pick it up whenever, though. If you want to come swing by tomorrow, you can come pick up your book.
For a charge of $50,
anyway,
I will personally put it into a one of those magnet protectors.
Some shops around here allow 1 or 5, but it's always 1 of each book. Wow. Like you only get 1. I might be misunderstanding. Are you saying 1 of all the free comics? Or are you saying 1 of each of the free comics? Like, are you saying some... I think I don't know. I'm trying to make sure. Some shops allow 1 each, and then some other shops only you get a single free comic? Is that what you're saying? Unless you just want to sell it. Are they roughly the same quality of the send-in condition? I don't know what that means. Chris, does that make sense to you?
No, Gay Part never does.
Yeah, okay. We're gonna continue showing off books, though.
Ooh, okay.
Gay Part, restructure your sentence.
You want to make this look better?
Chat, reconnect. Hold up. all the titles? That's brutal. That's crazy.
Sorry, real quick.
Yeah, I know that comes off.
It looks so much nicer.
I know, but I wasn't using it. Put it back on now. It doesn't matter.
No, it's too late. I'm already trying.
Anyway, we're gonna continue. We got Darth Vader, whatever this is, 33.
Whatever this is.
This is the. I don't know if I'm saying it right. It might be Pham or Pham. It's spelled Pham, but it is gorgeous.
It's Darth Vader fan.
Probably the best cover of the week. That Moon Knight cover.
Probably was.
I really like that Moon Knight cover as well, but this one probably does beat it out. When I sent it out, you looked at it and said it looks like 9.4 to 9.8. Would you? So I looked at so many books, Gapehart. I would have to look at it again. I don't recall. Like I said, there was like 200 books that I had to sift through and double check, make sure everything was returned and all that. Yours wasn't the only 361, and there was like 7 Secret Wars 8s and a bunch of stuff. So I'd have to look at it again, but I don't recall. Darth Vader cover is fire, yeah. And then we have another High Republic book, Adventures. This is a regular line? Okay, 4. That's it? I was thinking it was further along than 4, but I guess not. This is volume 2, you know, and the Dark Horse stuff. Did I read the first issue of this? I think I did, and I was like, or I can't remember if I started this volume of Adventures or not. I have to go back and look at it. 5 is the max I've been able to get of each. Oh, 5 of each, I think. That's 23 books this year, and I've never walked away with one of everything. Yeah, like, yeah, at our shop, you can
Some people would come in, just get one of everything and leave.
Yeah, you can just come in and grab one of each book. That's fine. And I know that it happens around. There's a lot of policies of everyone has different weird policies on Free Comic Book Day. Some places you actually can't get any free comic books unless you spend money. Those are the worst. Those are even worse than the you can only get one comic book, because at least you get that, I guess. Yeah, that's rough. Hit me up on IG, Logan Gapehart. I'll pick you up what you can't grab and what you want, as long as you pay shipping. I'm gonna grab 2, grab as many, but one of each title kind of shop. So you're going 2 different shops like that, and so Gapehart will be able to grab whatever you don't want, and we'll send it to you. Gotcha. All right, and then moving on to DC now, which we got a fair little bit this week. So we have, I did not read this one, Peacemaker Tries Hard, #1.
I did read it. It's a lot of fun.
There's some cool
a
covers.
Cute dog.
Yeah.
In this.
Is Eagly in here?
No.
Totally. There's a really cool foil cover for this book this week.
If I had one complaint, it's sometimes it tries too hard to be like the James Gunn writing style.
Look at that big old gun
of Peacemaker. You know, kind of like the show. You know.
Also, there's a magnet.
And the jokes don't land that way, you know. But other than that, pretty good.
No,
a lot of
Eagly.
New dog. His name is Bruce Wayne.
His name is Eagly. Moving on to Batman 135. So this is the big, what is it, 900?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is the 900th issue of Batman. And I picked up the, oh god, who is this? I forgot. It's Delato. I just went blank for a second. Picked up the Delato variant. I like Delato, and then it's got Ivy on it as well. So, you know, I had to grab that one. Ivy has nothing to do with this book. Lot of cool variants on this one as well. Super fun to read. It actually was probably my favorite, even though it wasn't a ton that I read this week. It was a really solid issue of Batman. Maybe best one so far. It had some really cool fun things happening, and like, you know, I don't know how much any of y'all pay attention to Key Collector and the new keys each week and stuff like that. I do for my job and stuff like that. We have to label them at work so people can go, ooh, first appearance, and buy extra books. But this one was not listed as first appearance, and in a roundabout way. I don't want to spoil anything, but I was talking to my boss about it, and we were like, there is some first appearances in here, we're pretty sure, of particular versions of characters that we think people would care about. So if you, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but you might want to check it out, especially if you're a Batman fan. There might be some cool things in there that you'll really appreciate. And like I said, also just a fantastic read. It was a great issue. I've been reading it. So now 10 issues. No, I guess, yeah, 10 issues. Right? Anyway. Started at 125 with Zdarsky. And this second arc has been very different than the Failsafe. Failsafe was really cool. I really enjoyed Failsafe. And then this had like a totally different vibe. I don't know what this arc is called. Does it say inside here?
Failsafe 2.
No. The Batman of Gotham? Is that what this arc is called? I didn't know. Anyway, super cool. Really enjoyed it. And I think maybe kind of a hidden key that I think is... It was a lot of fun. God, I want to tell Chris about it. Chris has only read 125 and has not caught up. But there's something that you will love that happens in this issue. It was so fun.
They call Batman DC's Moon
Why
Knight.
are my books scooted over there? Anyway, so moving on. I actually didn't read this week. I had a headache. I feel better now.
I have one now.
But I was just kind of just vibing and just reading a little bit, but slowly. But we have Poison Ivy number 12. This is the Zermanico variant. It's a cool one. I'll probably maybe mispronounce it. It starts with an X. You see the name on there? Let it focus up. How do you say that? Can you see it?
Is it?
Anyway, cool variant. Picked up that one. And I don't know. Like, I'm definitely going to keep getting Poison Ivy.
Oh, it's... the X isn't, like, pronounced. B. Zermanico.
Maybe. But maybe it's like a Z sound. Sometimes X is a Z sound. Anyway.
X doesn't really have its own...
It does what it wants. But
It steals sound.
it's the all letter. Poison Ivy, I love the character, and they keep putting out banger covers, so I'm going to definitely keep getting the book, if for nothing else, covers alone. I don't know if I care that much.
I've never been a huge fan of this, like, very planty Ivy. It reminds me
it's
too
not my
much
favorite.
of... I don't know why in recent years X-Men have had this very planty vibe about them. And I know why, because, like, they have Krakoa and all the island stuff, but I just think it looks ugly.
Yeah. It's not my favorite.
Like, Forge is covered in plants and stuff, and he looks ugly.
My favorite is definitely like the green skin. I don't know. Where she's like, I don't know, because I feel like she's more of a plant herself, you know? Rather than like controller of plants, but like she still controls plants, obviously. I'm only reading
DC
Batman and
titles.
Nightwing from DC. What other DC titles do you think are worth looking into?
Titan's coming up.
We're not big DC people, but we are getting a little bit into it. Titans is coming up. It is a Tom Taylor book, which is exciting. And so I'm going to check it out. I like Titans.
Wonder Woman in, I think, September.
Who's that, Tom King doing it?
Yeah, Tom King.
Yeah, so we're going to give that one a shot. Chris likes Wonder Woman. I don't particularly care for.
Got a good artist on it, too.
But Tom King's writing, I'll give it a shot, you know?
I forgot
Like,
the name of the artist.
I'm not a Batman fan, really. I don't care
Zdarsky
about Batman.
wrote it.
But yeah, I was like, I'll give Zdarsky a shot, and it's been fantastic. So I definitely, I don't know if I want to say much more care about writers, but they definitely have a very strong influence in stuff that I pick up. Like, I'll still...
King's doing Wonder Woman.
Yeah. I'll always pick up Iron Man, but will I go crazy about it well, like, for example, like, if there was an Iron Man book...
Hi, Pia.
Hey, what's up, Pia? If there was an Iron Man book that came out and I started reading it and I didn't like it and the art sucked, then maybe I actually... And, like, the covers sucked, too. Then I'd actually start passing on them. You know what I mean? But, like, that last Iron Man run, I read for a little while. It was okay. It was like, whatever. It wasn't really pulling me in. But it had some really good Alex Ross covers and some other variants and cool stuff going on, too, you know. So, I continued picking up the full run despite... I don't know. I don't even know when I left off. Like, pretty early on, like issue 6 or 9 or something. Unstoppable Doom Patrol. That's a newer series. It's just on issue 2. I think it's just going to be a 5-parter. Something like that. But, been enjoying that one. What other DC books do we read?
I read the first Sword of Azrael and meant to read the others.
Oh, this stuff's over right now.
Yeah.
Like I said, we don't read a ton of DC.
But like I said, also, yeah, you said Titans, right?
Yeah, we're going to check out Titans. That comes out pretty soonish.
It's going to have a bunch of good Jin Bartel variants.
I think Nightwing is also Tom Taylor, I think. But I don't care about Nightwing. Like, as much as I don't care about Batman, like, I care even less about Nightwing. So for me to, like, go read that, and, like, especially that's, like, so many issues in by now, like, that's just a lot to ask. For Batman, I'm like, alright, I'll give 125 a shot. And then I read it and I liked it. I'm like, okay, I'll keep picking it up. Not too many, just trying to say positive. Make a bomb ass Italian sandwich. Picked up a baguette from
I keep wanting to go to Panera and get a macaroni
expensive.
bread bowl. It sounds so
I've added that one over
good.
to my list. Is the new Green Lantern stuff coming out this month, or am I out of
The only green thing came out this month was
Green
I
Arrow
guess
came out last
month.
week.
Yeah, last week. It's Green Arrow.
Is there a new? I don't remember. I
don't
don't
know.
really keep up with with DC super well, because like I said, I'm just not a big DC guy. So, I may eventually go back and read Dark Knights of Steel. I heard really good things about that. I think that's one of the Toms as well. I want to say King.
I want to say it's King.
Did that, and I liked a lot of the art I saw was pretty cool in it. And a lot of people said it was really good, so I might eventually go back and read that. If you just get bread, it's not expensive. Wait, what are we talking about?
Panera.
Oh, okay. Those are bread, or anywhere from $2 to $5. Okay.
But I don't want just bread. I want a macaroni bread
But if you get a
bowl.
sandwich, it's like $20. Anyway, we got to continue.
They said macaroni bread bowl. It's what I want.
Another, what is this? Ivy 12. This is the Frizen variant.
She doesn't look like she smell bad with all the plants on her. Like, smell like mildew.
I disagree. If anything, she probably smells good.
That is mushrooms, not flowers, Marco. You ever smelled mushrooms before? They
Well,
stink.
probably other planty smells and stuff too. Anyway, I will say this is probably
Nature smells bad.
This is probably her weakest one. I feel like the Frizen variants have kind of plateaued, and like, I don't know.
You should read Wonder Woman.
I like
It'll
them.
be out in September, I think.
I like them, but they're just not as good as the other ones that have come before it. I was planning on jumping back into some more DC with the Dawn of DC thing. Yeah, I might try things. So just stay tuned. We'll see what we read. But I haven't followed through on that. I've been reading less and less DC and Marvel. Been reading more independent stuff lately. I definitely still read mostly Marvel, but I do like reading a bunch of indie stuff. And like I said, for the most part, it really is probably going to be the writers that pull me in. Like there's one indie book that the writer pulled me in today. But I mean, sometimes like a cool cover or interesting something that looks interesting, I might check it out. But honestly, the biggest thing for me that stops me from getting more independent books is
90% of them suck.
No, I feel like I open them up and I look through the interior art, and the interior art blows. Like, and it's just like, man, this is rough to look at. Like, this is not interesting. It just haven't pulled me in. And maybe it's an awesome story and the art's just kind of whatever, but it's rough for me. She would smell fresh.
Like fresh mildew.
Now, anyway,
Moldy
speaking of Poison
ass.
Ivy, we have the Batman 181 facsimile reprint.
Look at her hands on her hips, like.
I actually don't care for this cover because it has, like, I like it and hate it at the same time because I just hate floating heads.
Yeah.
And I think these are some of the
Robin
most...
looks like a little old man.
He does look like a little old man.
And Batman looks like he has a mustache.
I don't care for her shadow back there either.
It makes her look like Peter Pan.
It's... But there's certain things I do like about it. I like the ivy. I like the red and the white stripe and red again. The checker top I think is fun. There's certain things I like about it, and there's a lot that I don't like about it. But eventually I will get the real deal. It's just a pricey book, and I don't know if I care about trying to get a blue label. For those that don't know, there's a pinup in the middle of the book that is pretty frequently not there, and that will cause you to get a green label because it is technically incomplete. But also, fun little thing with Poison Ivy, it's like the green label kind of works for Poison Ivy, so it's like, it would be my very first green label if I were to get one. We'll see. If you didn't get 7 Years in Darkness, go pick it up. I read it this week, and I'm pissed. I need the next issue. It's so good. Did not pick... Was that last week? Or 2 weeks ago or something like that? I do remember seeing the name. I did not get it, though. Fresh Mildew is something I didn't think I'd hear. It does look like a Peter Pan homage. It does have Peter Pan vibes. Anyway, moving on with that, though, we also have the foil variant, which, again, I have a bunch of lights in my room right now.
So it's making it very
glary,
shiny.
but it is super fun. Oh, right there, that's a good angle for it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The ad...
You can see how dirty Marco's room is when he does this.
The ad in foil is kind of fun. I don't know. It's just weird. It's kind of strange, kind of
You're leaving
surreal.
your fingerprints all over it.
You're a fingerprint. Anyway, and then who was talking about this earlier? Quick Draw or Xbox or something. I can't remember. No, it wasn't Gay Part. But anyway, picked up 2 of the blank covers. We have one more at the shop. If somebody doesn't get it, I will get it.
We'll ship it to you, whoever that was.
Oh, that blank one. Well, I mean, if you really need it, but I would try your local shop first. There's a good chance they can still order you one, and then, like I said, might even do a second printing. If they do a second printing, I'll also pick up.
I'll
one
hand
of those.
deliver it for $300.
But my good friend Echo will be doing some Poison Ivy sketches on these eventually. I just sent them a bunch of sketches just the other day. They got them today, actually.
I'm excited. Do you remember what all in there was mine? I want to message them about that.
Some Wonder Woman, some secret...
Yeah,
no, Secret Avengers? Or
New
what
Avengers.
New Avengers, whatever it is. You have that pink Harley.
Yeah.
That's all I remember. I'll take that hand delivery, Chris, but it will... wait, what are we hand delivering?
I said I'd hand deliver it for $300.
It'll be free when I come to the shop.
No, you owe me $300.
More of those scratch-off covers? I have not gotten any more of those scratch-off covers. I'm kind of a little butthurt about those. I have not
Have you
even
tried to look them up?
I have not even revisited the thought of checking more of those out. Those have been repressed. Maybe later on down the line, I will check them out. But today is not that day. Anyway, also, speaking of Echo, though,
I'm hungry.
this Sunday is my birthday.
Birthday!
We will be going to a
Sunday.
con earlier in the day, getting some signatures, getting some who knows what else. Some cool things, hopefully. But then, we're still going to have our stream, our community hangout.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, I'm going to be unboxing a bunch of new sketch covers from Echo. I don't know how many's in there. I don't know what
I know
books
none of
they
them
are.
are mine.
No, one of them's yours.
One of them's mine?
One of them is yours.
I'm excited. You
You
have it already, or?
the books?
Yeah.
No,
Okay, I was curious.
no. I think they're going to be sent out tomorrow, so they're going to come like.
I'm excited.
Now, granted, the only thing that would suck
Ooh.
is
I don't even know what.
if there is some kind of weird shipping delay or something, because we are kind of cutting it close, but it should hopefully be here on time. The worst part's going to be like, because I'll probably get it like a day, well, at least a day early, because my birthday's on Sunday, so I wouldn't get it on Sunday. So I mean, at most, I'd get it that Saturday, and I'd have to sit there with it in my room.
Live in your flow, Gabe Hart. Fuck you. Consider that.
Anyway, yeah, birthday stream, it's gonna be lit. But to sit there,
I'm so tired.
I'm not good with like having a box to like with that sideshow Boba Fett. Like we were gonna do a stream on that, and I'm just sitting there staring at it. I'm like, I gotta open it now. Like some things I'm good at, some things I'm really good at about holding off on. Like when we get figures, we're usually pretty good about them,
Yeah.
about holding off on them and everything.
Speaking of which, just real quick, check this guy out. Look how cool he is.
Yeah, we did open him up the other day because we didn't have a lot of figures, and he's pretty rad. Chris wanted
Yeah.
to open it, and I didn't feel like fighting. And then I went ahead and opened up my Demon Slayers. I posted those on Instagram. Anyway, so like really big things.
For pizza to be delivered during stream on your birthday, would that be creepy?
It would not be creepy.
But it would not be. We're gonna eat before we come here. That's the plan.
Yeah, we're probably the rough plan
Just
is
to go to Denny's.
go to con, after con, eat some food, then head home, and then stream. So like I don't know if we'll be hungry. Also,
You can Venmo Marco
I don't
Denny's money.
necessarily want to sit here on stream and eat pizza. I would offer if you wanted. I was gonna say like maybe we could go do something afterwards, but honestly, it's gonna be a really long day for me, and I probably after the stream I'm going to
Pass
die.
out.
But
Just Uber him a cake.
the following Monday, if you want to hang out or something, I'm down for that. How dare you not let me give you? I mean, I'll take a pizza and eat it the next day if that's what you want me to do. Okay, I want to make sure I didn't miss anything.
I don't think it's people wishing
Okay.
birthdays. And
Happy
stuff.
birthday. Oh, wait. What
Oh,
was
yeah,
I
there's
payment?
that.
I gotta go Blue Label on the 181 restoration. Like, Color Touch is okay, but her and Freeze are true first appearances. The other villains were Golden Age, like Penguin and Scarecrow. I gotta go Blue Label. Restoration, like, Color Touch is okay. Well, that would be a purple label. Restoration will get you a purple label, which I really don't ever want. Now, granted, there may eventually be some exception. For example, if I got a chance to get a Tales of Suspense 39 first Iron Man and it was restored with some like minor color touch or like maybe tape or something like that, you know.
What about first Mace Windu?
That's what the hell are you talking about?
What if that had a purple label on it? That'd be kind of fun.
That you would have to go out of your way to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, a really big book at a great price that's a purple label would be something I would definitely consider. It's one of those things that's like, you know, I'm not going to go out of my way for it, But if it popped up and it was like, dang, I can make that work out, So yeah, green label. The reason Ivy 181 gets a green label very often is because it's missing the pinup, which is also not a very important part of the comic. A lot of people argue. Some people argue it shouldn't be a green label at all. I see both sides of it because it doesn't affect story and everything like that, but it is still part of the comic. I lean on the side. I think it should still count as a green label. Okay, now Uber and Cakes is always the right call. Wait a minute, I think I missed something else. You can let the pizza get delivered to my house instead. Cash has been real low lately. I wanted to get and go with to the convention. Last week's polls knocked. Yeah, last week was rough. I understand that completely. Green is incomplete. I can't spend big on missing pages. I could live with a complete purple though. See, I'm the opposite, and whatever, whatever you want to get is fine. But for me personally, I would consider a green label. And again, certain things like 181 missing a pinup, or 238 Spider-Man, first Hobgoblin missing the tattoos or something. That is less important to me if it's a good price. Now, granted, I don't really want 238, but that kind of idea is less important to me. I don't think I like the idea of restoration. I don't really like color touch. I don't want books with tape on them or any kind of restoration, but I understand if it's a really low grade book and it's there because it will just disintegrate without it. And for really big important books, I think it's important to preserve it by any means necessary if that's what it comes down to. But I don't know. It's rough for me to say, and my rules do change depending on the book that it is, because like I said, there's a big difference between Batman 181 and Tales of Suspense 39. Okay, Pia, go ahead and type your whole address and stream it. I'll send that to you. Make missing value stamps normal. I disagree with you. I don't think it should be a blue label. It is part of the book missing. And from my big argument against it is I feel like people can be misled easier when buying comics. Because you might see a blue label book that's missing a stamp, theoretically, and get excited, and then you buy it. And again, some people might not mind a missing stamp, but some people really do mind a missing stamp. So, and again, I've considered maybe buying a Hulk 181 first Wolverine, missing the value stamp, because obviously it's a lot cheaper. And there was one offered to me at one point that I highly debated about buying. And to me, I was like, maybe if we can... I didn't get to the price that I like. For me, I was like, it's because it wasn't a book that I really, really wanted. I like it. Obviously, it's a super cool book, but there was other books that I'd rather have.
Those stamps have expiration dates on them, Gabe Hart.
But anyway, so I think there you could have basically a blue label book missing a stamp, and then it's like, that's a really good price, and then someone buys it and gets upset when they later realize, crap, this doesn't, it's missing the stamp, and that's not really what I want personally. Okay, would you need my social security number? Yeah, if you could put that in the chat real quick. I'll need both. Actually, sounds okay. All right. Stamps will be stamps. They will be missing. Don't hold that against the book. I disagree. I disagree with that.
Stamps will be stamps.
Question is, if I buy a bunch of books with value stamps and cut them out, do you think Marvel will still honor them? Always get nice emails promising large sums of money if I give my credit card info, but I haven't got any money yet. You just gotta wait. It's like a perpetual
motion
investment, thing. You know, it's it goes into your 401k probably. Expiration dates are for quitters. Yeah. All right, let's continue moving on. So now we're done with DC. We're on to our very small indie pile. Why some collectors buy slab books. You have some sort of guarantee of what you're buying. Exactly, for sure. Actually, for like big books myself, I've definitely moved into the category. I would just rather buy a book slabbed. If I'm spending hundreds or thousands of dollars on a book, maybe I could find a better deal raw. But for me, I know what the grade is. I know what's there or isn't there. I know if if there's color touch or whatever. There's just no worries about it. I get what I get, and I know what I got.
You get what you get, and you won't throw a fit.
Yeah, actually, yes. Anyway, so let's go ahead. We can keep talking about. I want to finish the haul.
Yeah.
So we have Lamentation #1. This is a new.
Oh, you actually got it?
I did. New Colin Bunn book.
Oh, that's right. It's who's the writer?
I literally said it. I said new Colin Bunn book, and you said who's the writer?
Yeah. Explain to me what chess and cottage cheese is other than controlled rotten milk.
What are we talking about?
Chess, cheese.
Probably. Wait. Yeah. What? Cheese and cottage cheese? Why didn't you just say cheese?
Yeah. Delete your comments, Gaypart.
What if you were like cheese and cottage cheese and Munster cheese and Swiss cheese and American cheese? Well, American cheese is plastic. But anyway.
Blue cheese is mold.
Blue cheese is just 100% mold.
Controlled is the key.
Anyway, we'll get into our comic discussions or cheese discussions in a second.
I'm hungry. Stop talking about food.
Almost dropped it. So, this I thought was maybe going to be a one-shot, just the way it's presented. 48 pages of fear. I did read it. It does have a to be continued at the end here. It's Colin Bunn. It's interesting. It's weird. Definitely a cool setup, and I'm excited to continue with it. I do like Colin Bunn stuff. Honestly, I will say the 48 pages of fear is kind of a letdown in that sense. It wasn't really that scary. It was more interesting, I thought. Definitely, a horror book, but it wasn't like terrifying. It was like, ooh, what is going on?
That doesn't
here?
have a good ring to it, though.
48 pages of intrigue. See, you just gotta use a thesaurus, Chris. And then last thing,
use a thesaurus to beat you upside the head.
I don't think I showed this off yet.
Nah.
But I've got this. This is the 1 in 5. I was supposed to get this at my shop.
Look at all those little cats. They're so cute.
This is the Ryan Gonzalez, Felicia. Well, it's Darkstalkers Felicia. It was a one-shot. I love her work so much, and usually can never get her covers because they're usually like a 1 in 25 for some obscure Batgirls or something, that no one gets 25 copies of.
Yeah.
And yeah. I don't know. But anyway, it's gorgeous. I love Felicia. I picked up a bunch of her covers. There was a bunch of other ones I still didn't get, but anyway.
I love them.
Let's see. Should I make an addendum to my previous message to the shop and add Lamentation? If you want to. I thought it was cool. I enjoyed it. If you like Colin Bunn's work. This one was, so far at least, less sinister than what I usually feel like his stuff that I've read is. This one was more, like I said, just like strange. Something strange was going on here. Some of it kind of didn't make a little sense. Some of it, like, I felt jumped to things really quickly. I thought the music stopped for a second, but I guess it was just taking a break. Anyway, but if you want to add it, whatever. I'll get in the morning. I haven't been drinking that much milk. I need to brush up on my dairy lore. We drink a lot of milk here in this house. The Darkstalkers that had a blink as well. I've never played Darkstalkers either. This is literally the first time I've ever learned anything about Darkstalkers.
Did you read it?
Yeah, I read it. I mean, I didn't read this copy whenever it came out 2 weeks ago or whatever. But I believe she was a fighter in believe she was a fighter in, I want to say Street Fighter, really bad, in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I don't know if she was in 2. I know she was in 3, because that's the game I played quite a bit of. And she was one of my favorite characters to use. I didn't know anything about her, but I thought she was fun. She had some cool attacks. Basilisk was dope. I forgot about that book. Yeah. But yeah, I've always liked Felicia from playing that game. I liked her design. I thought I like a character that can be both cute but also like kind of deadly, you know? Like I think that's a fun concept. And yeah, I thought she was also fun to play. And I've always had a fond, nostalgic memory of her based solely on that and knowing nothing about her or any of the characters she's involved with. But that being said, I bought quite a few of the books. I did get... How many blanks did I get? I think I ended up getting 4 blanks. Was that right?
Well, what?
I got 4 blanks.
Yeah.
I'm going to get some Felicia covers done at some point as well.
You know, it'd be a kind of a fun one, Marco.
What?
If you got Felicia Hardy as Felicia.
I don't know if I'd do as, but I think the 2 of them together would be fun. Doing the Spider-Man point. I wouldn't want that, but the 2 of them on a cover, I do think is a fun thing. Would you want them? I'm trying to think if I would like them.
Or you could have them costume swapped. Just both of them.
I mean,
that'd also be fun.
Maybe, but like, I just don't know if that would come across very well.
Because she'd have her white hair and she'd have blue hair.
Yeah, but like, would Black Cat wearing Felicia's costume not have paws, or would she have like costume paws on?
I think they should both have paws.
I was gonna say, because like Felicia has to have paws. Well, Darkstalker's Felicia has to have paws.
Is she an actual cat person?
Yeah, well, I think she's like a demon thing. Reading, and I kind of feel like this is... Chat's gonna flame me, but I feel like this is
Marco's furry book.
I think this is kind of where furries came from. That's what it feels like. Because
furries came from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Marco. Get it right.
Those aren't furry. Anyway, they do turn into animals and stuff. But anyway, they're like demon things. I don't really fully understand. I literally read a one-shot. And they really didn't hold punches back. They were like, you should know the lore. You know, and I'm like, I'm trying to keep up. It was fun though. I enjoyed it. Let's see. Actually, I read one and never got
pick up the start of his people.
Have the
Mexicans?
rest of the series. I knew Chat was gonna say that, but I while reading that, I had that thought. I'm like, this might be where it all began.
Where he first had those thoughts.
No, not me. But anyway, are you talking about Basilisk? You only read issue 1? Or are you talking about a different book? How can you go... Oh, wait, no, you said never read it. Wait a minute. Who said Basilisk? Okay. Paul said Basilisk was dope. Okay. I thought... I was fusing the 2 comments. I thought Logan said Basilisk is dope. Actually, I only read issue 1. And I was like, what? Crack. I'm just used to Dave Hart being on crack, that's all.
Yeah.
Anyway, anytime your message makes sense, it confuses me. Because I'm like, surely... Gabe Hart does not mean what he says.
You should give our good friend Echo some money to do sketches.
Wait. The good thing is it's only 12 issues. Overall, a very good story. Basilisk, yeah, very cool. Has some really cool covers too. I think especially like towards the end has some really cool covers. Never get blanks, but Montreal Comic-Con. I read that as commission, and I was like, what? Montreal Comic-Con is this summer, and you guys got me into them. I might try and get some sketches there. I need to get some blanks first. Yeah, feel free to contact Echo. Hopefully
what is it,
Echo...
Instagram?
Well, hold on. Echo is working on getting some new pages. I think I'm going to try to help to get an Instagram page set up specifically, like, because they have like art pages and stuff. I want a specific like comic covers, but also like they did a Poison Ivy sketch for me a little bit ago. And if they end up doing any other sketches or whatever, like not a sketch cover, but just like an actual, just little art piece, not on the comic drawing, you know. So any comic related stuff I feel like should go on this new page. I'm going to try to help create, but then also they're working on a I can't remember the name of it. Art Station, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, Art Station.
And Etsy page as well. And that should, hopefully, the plan is for that to be done by Sunday when I do the live stream. I'm showing off the new sketch covers, and I'll promote those and all that. Echoes the feck. Echoes the feck is what I said.
Echoes the feck.
My Irish slipped out there.
Eck the feck.
I don't know if we have any Irish anywhere in our...
We're Scottish.
We're Scottish, is that what we
Yeah.
are? Do they say feck?
I don't know.
I
say fuck.
Fuck. Echoes the fucking best. Hit them up. Yeah, definitely. But also what I want to say is I've been buying a bunch of blank covers to give to Echo, which they will be using for two things. I don't think they've done any yet, but they will be
Paper
creating...
airplanes.
Stop it. They will be doing just non-commissioned ones, I guess, is the best way to explain it, where they just create a sketch cover and then put it up for sale, as well as they have like a backstock now. So if you say, hey, I would like to do this, do you have a cover? And they might have one, because I've been getting a lot of books for them. And then also I try to help out as much as I can. So if there's something I can do, you can hit me up, you can hit them up. We'll make it work somehow. Let me make sure. Did I read that? Okay, yeah. I want to get a few of those. I actually need a few of them just to have the title. Few of what? What are we talking about?
I don't know what we're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about. Part. That's cool.
Delete that comment.
But it's a bonus to have Echo draw the cover. I think I understand. I'll put some money aside in the near future. Cool. Yeah. Just hit me up, on Instagram or whatever. Hit Echo up, whichever way you want to do it. I'm gonna try to be Echo's manager. All right. We'll see how that goes. And then just ride, Echo's success into my own success.
Mm-hmm. That's what good managers do.
Yeah. Leech off of that for a little while. See how far that takes me.
I'm hungry. I think I'm going to make myself
Chris is a baby.
a sandwich, and I also need to pee.
Everyone in chat, tell Chris, say, stinky baby. I actually got lightheaded.
I have a headache. This sucks. Stop making me laugh.
Just wear a suit and smoke a cigar. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
That's what managers do in my head. Yeah. And collect the money.
And then you gotta say, nah, say nah.
You did good work, kid.
You gotta wear a striped fedora.
I'm actually lightheaded. What did... Oh, okay. Heather's just sending more
Loungefly
in the chat that they probably hate.
Yeah. I'm a baby bottle.
What is this?
It's a baby emote.
Is that a stinky? Where's the stinky emote? Little stink lines?
Logan said it. Oh no. Oh, stinky.
Oh. I guess since we're done with the comics, I will review again.
I'm done with Gabe art.
Is a stinky bottle? Oh no, the milk's gone bad.
Maybe it's cheese.
It's a cheese bottle. Oh no. There you go. Stinky baby.
The baby. Why does he look like he? Oh, there's something on your screen there. It looked like the baby had a cigarette in his mouth.
Baby's
That
baby's had
baby's
a hard
cool
life.
as fuck.
It's been sitting in the microwave. Oh no. The baby or the milk? Okay.
Both.
So, channel memberships. Everybody at the end of the month, in the last community hangout stream of the month, we will pick the winner. And we're gonna have a short box, but this is the first sample preview of what's going in the box. Starting off with the bangers.
The big of the book.
We got Spider-Man 51. We got Young Avengers 1.
Smoking in the microwave.
Oh no, baby! Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man 101. Beautiful John Byrne cover.
Get Echo to draw that.
Really tempted to up my
Baby
membership.
smoking in a microwave.
You have until the end of the month, okay? So think about it. If you want to up your membership, up your membership. You want to get a membership. I think
Thin's pretty cool. I'll be Marco's lovely assistant, pulling out the comics.
Am I crazy to do 10? Like,
What's her name? Vanna White.
I think that's right. That seems nutty to me. Like, I wanted to make it really enticing because
That's
like
really enticing. Look at Gay Body. He's gonna spend money on you.
I know because I was like, if you're gonna do the third tier, like it's gotta be
10 is your stupid number.
yeah, because like 2, very respectable. I feel like you can get some cool stuff.
I say we see how it
Ups
goes.
to 5.
Marco, this is part of the gamble. We just do it.
Well, again, I will keep adding more books periodically. I might not show you all of them. Some of them might be mysteries. And then, but other things, you know, as we get more and more members, like I said, the better the books I'll put in there. So keep that in mind. Tell your friends to
Tell
join.
your friends.
We got Star Wars Adventures, Quest of the Jedi, a bunch of first appearances in there. Noctera, number 1.
I suppose.
Great book.
What's it called right
Oh,
now, Marco? The whatever short box?
Short box of goodies.
Short box of goodies? I guess if we get enough members, it might be the long box of goodies.
Well, no, because, like, I mean, we still only pick... Well, for now, I want to say we'll only pick one winner. Theoretically, in the future, if we ever got to a point where there's a bunch of channel members, like a bunch of channel members, then maybe I would up the numbers of how many people win per month. It would go one of two ways. Because I like more people winning, but I also like the idea of maybe still one person wins, but the stuff that's in there is really good. So, again, that's for the future.
It's like a claw machine that's tinted so you can't see what's in there.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's more kind of like scratch-offs, I guess. I don't know. Anyway.
I like mine better. It sounds more fun.
I guess. Noctera, number 1. Supposedly you're going to have a show eventually at some point. You know how it goes. Great read. One of my favorite reads. And this is one, Scott Snyder. I definitely try to check out his stuff. He did Noctera, which is awesome. He did We Have Demons. Did he have a new one? Did he have a kind of new one? I feel like I'm missing something. Anybody help me out in the chat? A newish Scott Snyder book. See the new CBCS magazine cases? They're super thick and look really nice. I have not seen the CBCS magazine. I have seen the new CGC magazine, and they are infinitely better than the old. I hate it. I got one book graded in that case. It was Last Ronin number 1. Just because it's an easy 9.8, I was like, sure, I'll go ahead and send mine in. I got it. I hated the slab and sold it very quickly. I did not like it. It felt like it was going to clear as the other. Yes, I knew there was another like indie Scott Snyder book that I really enjoyed. That book has been awesome. Although still, Noctera has been my favorite. Noctera's been awesome. But anyway, yeah, I really hated the old CGC magazine slabs.
I think it might just be our stream right there that's delayed, because people are responding to us pretty alright.
Yeah, it might just be our end, so I'm not worried about it. Invincible Iron Man 10, second full appearance of Riri, wearing the prototype armor. Invincible Iron Man 1 of the next volume. I want to say it's 4. I think that's 3 and this is 4. Anyway, first cover appearance of the Ironheart armor. Invincible Iron Man number 3, the first time she actually wears the Ironheart armor. Storm number 1, some 90s goodness foil.
Partial foil.
Yeah, partial foil, whatever. Rogue number 1, continuing the trend. Of all these, the Storm's my favorite. I think kind of an underrated one. The Storm's a really big character. I feel like of the X-Men that will eventually be introduced, like, my theory was, now granted, who knows now? Oh, almost didn't show this one. Gambit number 1. The most iconic one for
Yeah.
sure. I think they would have... if Chadwick didn't die, I think he was going to be the new Robert Downey Jr. of the MCU. Super charismatic, super powerful in both, strength, not, again...
And
like,
standing.
But, like, yeah, like, in the world, like, had a lot of control and was everywhere. And, like, especially, like, with Falcon and Winter Soldier, seemed like they were setting up to have Wakanda kind of be everywhere. Anyway, so I think he was going to be the new Robert Downey Jr., and then I think they probably would have eventually introduced Storm as a love interest for him. Because, like, that is, in my opinion, like, top tier superhero power couples.
Logan's gonna put his hand over the bed and Pia's gonna hold it for him.
What are we talking about?
I don't know. Pia's a monster under her bed or something.
Do you have a raw first Riri for sale? I do not. I only have a graded one. Yeah, clear is great. I have 2 duds if you want to add them. Some of last year's we come and a couple extra. As long as it has something going for it. Cool cover, cool book. Not worth my usage. I don't know. What are we talking about here?
For the box.
Oh, add to the box?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I guess people can contribute to the box. Let's see. Having no delay. I'm practically in the room with you guys. Okay, so don't look under the bed. Pia is the monster under the bed.
Pia, Marco doesn't have like a lifted mattress.
I don't.
You're flat.
You were flattened right now.
Unless you're under the wooden stage, but then you're in like a prison.
I don't like having
dark, stabby prison.
a raised bed for a couple of reasons.
One, his legs are tiny.
I don't like being high up off the ground when I'm sleeping. Like, it's a weird feeling to me. Well, and partially, like, for a long time, we just slept, like, on mattresses on the floor. And sometimes just slept on the floor. We'd have mattresses, and we would just choose to sleep on them. We'd, like, sleep in front of the TV or something. And I don't know. I
like bunk beds. They're fun.
I really like the idea of I don't know what they're called. I'm sure they have a name, but like there's like the Japanese just like have like they basically sleep on the floor. It's like a small padding, and to me that sounds really cool.
Weeb.
I really like that because like I like just even just a mattress, or like I have a mattress and a box spring. I think is really.
P
nice.
is also calling you no fun.
But also another big reason, I hate getting stuff stuck under your bed, and there's you end up finding something. There's like, how'd this get under there, and having to deal with all that sucks. It's stupid. Okay. I got caught up. Someone reviewed it and said they feel nicer than even the new CGC. Wow, that. Now, granted, I already like CBCS slabs better than CGC slabs, so I'm not really surprised by that. But I did really like the CGC magazine slab. So if it's nicer than that, like, it's got to be pretty heavy duty and pretty.
It's made of
awesome.
gold.
And that's a great Storm cover. Awesome cover. I love that cover.
We have one.
Yeah, definitely
left.
Storm is in the works, but for now it's a bit fuzzier. There's a safe space, Logan. No one will hurt you except for Pia.
I will.
I agree with that. Like Bucky and Falcon are still floating around, but they can't carry the new phase MCU is heading towards. No Ray, no hiding under the bed. Okay. No fun bulletproof sign. What does that mean?
Fun bulletproof science are separate. Separate fun.
Oh, okay. I was like, what is fun bulletproof science? Live stream equals normal legs and baby legs. What?
I'm not normal legs. I got long legs.
What are we talking Anyway, not many legacy MCU characters left. Jeremy had his accident. Might be tough for him to. I mean, I don't think he was really going to be doing too much anyway. He passed the mantle along. And honestly, I don't think it probably changes much unless he himself just doesn't want to act anymore. If he's just like, look, I've made enough money. And, like, I assume he's probably still in some type of pain.
Rick and Morty's reference? Cringe. Ban yourself.
Oh, yeah, I don't know anything about Rick and Morty. But, you know, if he has, like, some difficulties with his injury and, like, is just done, you know what I mean? Then I think that would be the only thing probably really preventing him from continuing. Because, honestly, I think most of what he would do now would more so being the like the Bruce Wayne in Batman Beyond, you know what I mean? Like, he's just there and he's like, you gotta go be Batman, you know. I'm too old for this shit. Type of role.
The only one that seems like super excited are the new people and Mark Ruffalo, because Mark Ruffalo hasn't done a whole lot, you know. He's the CGI big monster man, but still.
Yeah, a lot of actors are moving on from Marvel. It was Rick and Morty, Baby Legs. Was that a Deadpool 2 reference? I assume that was the... I don't know. Anyway, Marvel works their actors like a 1950s pimp works his staff. Accepting one of those big roles is such a commitment. It is, but at the same time, I mean, you're set for... I mean, unless you're incredibly incompetent and blow your money somehow, then you are set for life. I think he wrapped up an Amazon Prime show a few months before he got hurt. Yeah. I can't remember what it was called. I've heard good things about them. Whatever, Roland may be canceled for being scum, but he did create a funny show. I don't know, never watched it. Anyway, I like what not all of them, but like some of these actors have done where they accept these big Marvel roles, and then they go like just do fun indie movies that no one watches, that are good movies, and like they really get to act and, you know, perform and do these things that just otherwise
couldn't. You think Robert Downey Jr. is ever going to be in a movie again? He doesn't need to be.
Oh, he definitely doesn't need to be. He's
made so much money. He could just ride it out.
Yeah. Well, and also, like...
And he's old.
I mean, I would love to see him again.
And Sherlock Holmes specifically.
I liked him.
They can't afford him.
No. Anything he does from now on is going to be something he genuinely just really wants to do. I don't know how attached he actually is to Sherlock Holmes. If you all haven't seen his 2 Sherlock Holmes movies,
they're both really good.
Fantastic. A lot of fun. He's great in them. I think the first movie I watched of his that I really enjoyed was it's got him and Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx is a homeless schizophrenic that plays the cello. And Robert Downey Jr. is a reporter. Why can't I think of the name of it right now? Somebody help me out. Elizabeth Olsen felt like that. She said she had to turn down roles to play her characters, but she did that indie movie Ingrid Goes West with Aubrey Plaza, and she has that new HBO Max movie. Yeah,
I thought it was Audrey.
I think it's Aubrey.
No.
I'm pretty positive.
You could be right. I could be wrong. I'm okay with this.
Hold on, wait a minute. I thought, hold on, I missed one comment at least. Rights Guilds of America is on strike, though that might affect future releases.
Yeah, that is true right now. If anybody remembers...
I didn't know that, actually.
Media in 2007, the last time there was a huge writer's strike. You remember all the shit that was released that year? All the horrible
no, I don't exactly remember, but I remember the strike. Kate Bishop, could have been fun to see him continue to mentor Kate. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like he could definitely do that for sure, and like doesn't have to do a lot to do that. You know what I mean? Like, he can just be on the phone. You know what I mean? Flash movie coming out, looks awesome. I haven't been excited for a superhero movie in a while. Marvel latest offerings were, hate to say, forgettable. I disagree to a point.
Black Panther was fucking awesome.
Black Panther was really good, although definitely a movie, like, not rushing to see again, but that's more so like...
You're just not like that, though.
Well, I'm really not like that, but it was also just a very somber toned movie, so
yeah.
Not one it's like, fuck yeah, I can't wait for that again, you know? Like, it just didn't have that vibe. For me, their most...
Can't wait for Guardians.
Their recent... I am excited for Guardians. I love the Guardians movies.
James Gunn hasn't let us down yet.
For me, the two movies that I was most excited about, or not excited about, but like really enjoyed, were Doctor Strange and Shang-Chi. I thought those were awesome. Like, literally, probably both in my top 5 of Marvel movies. I know we did that tier list forever ago. I think they were probably like in my top 5 of Marvel movies.
I really like Eternals.
I enjoyed it. I don't want to say I really liked it. I enjoyed it. But I'm Salma Hayek was in the though, so you know. Okay. Elizabeth Olsen. Okay, I read that already. Yeah. Skip some. And she has. Okay, I read that already. Robert Downey Jr. should just take a pay cut. He has enough money and could have a small room as a variant of Tony. See, that's like only if he wants to, though.
Yeah.
Like I said, he's literally only going to
be in a movie for 2 reasons. He really wants
The Soloist. That's the name.
Or they are offering him even more money.
Thank you, Pia. The Soloist is a fantastic film. Now, granted, also with that movie though, that's not probably where I fell in love with Robert Downey Jr. because that's much more Jamie Foxx movie. He's an important character. But the star is definitely Jamie Foxx in that movie. But yeah, I don't know, because like, you know, like Scarlett Johansson has done some like her and Adam Driver did that was it just called Marriage Story? That one, really good movie, really hard movie to sit through. A lot of like real emotional struggle and just showed a lot of the rough parts of relationships and stuff like that.
From early screenings for Guardians 3, people have said that there's a lot of like a little bit of graphic animal abuse,
yeah.
And it's kind of hard to sit through that as well.
Yeah.
But granted, we're talking about the High Evolutionary, so it's like, yeah.
It's Aubrey. I spelled it wrong.
I waited too long.
Hate saying Black Panther 2 was the best Black Panther movie, but it was. I can only imagine what the movie would have been with Chadwick. Yeah, so my opinions on that. I feel like it was definitely better than the first one, and I feel like that's probably going to be an unpopular opinion. Because I think mainly because the first one was more fun. Chadwick was in it. And Killmonger was great. What's his name? Michael B. Jordan, fantastic. A very, very definitely a better villain than Namor, or Namor. No, he's Hispanic. But I think visually, Black Panther 2 is gorgeous all the way through. There's some really good emotional beats. I really like what they did with Shuri, making her go from this happy, goofy, young, super intelligent character, and then the way they portrayed her dealing with all that grief, I thought they did super well. I think that was an extremely hard writing challenge. But yeah, I think they really killed it with Shuri. I enjoyed Riri. She didn't need to be in the movie, but I did enjoy her. I think her actor was very compelling. Let's see. Didn't watch that one, but Scarlett was the mom in Jojo Rabbit. I didn't watch that one. Very emotional. What happens to her character? Yeah, I haven't watched that movie. Yeah, but Marriage Story, her and Adam Driver again, another person that went and did big movie Star Wars, and then just can do whatever after that, just can do a movie that it doesn't matter if it makes any money. It was just something they wanted to do, and they both act in it very well. And by all accounts, a great movie. I never want to watch it again, though. It's one of those. It was very emotionally heavy. Eternals wasn't bad. Wasn't too happy how they made Icarus the bad guy, though. He was my favorite Eternal in the comics. I knew nothing about the Eternals going into it. There's things I like about it, things I don't like about it. Probably the worst thing about it is that I like the subversion with the smart deviant. I can't remember his name. Crow. I like that, the kind of fake out the red herring that he's the big bad when he's not. I like that idea, but I hate that after the red herring, they did not know what to do with him. He just was like, I'm here, I guess I'll fight, I don't know. And Athena needs to do something cool. I liked Gilgamesh a lot.
Yeah, gotta love Gilgamesh.
Gilgamesh was great. What was Druig? I liked him. I kind of wish
they also kind of set him up, or at least in the trailers, set him up to be a bit of a villain.
I liked him, but kind of wish there was a little bit more with him. I liked Salma Hayek's character. What was their name?
Forgot.
I don't remember, but I did like Salma Hayek's character. The big celestial stuff was cool.
Anytime Arishem was on screen, it was awesome.
Yeah. Okay, let me see. Okay, read that one. I like it. She was so captivating. Black Panther. What do you think? Black Panther 1 or 2 being the better movie?
2.
I agree, but it's kind of hard because, Killmonger definitely a better villain.
Yeah.
I don't know. His performance, Chadwick's performance.
Yeah.
Circus, although not that much in the movie, still awesome. Always awesome to watch. I don't know. It's hard to say. I think both of them have really good things. Oh, but in general, and Forrest Whitaker was in that movie, and he was really cool. And Daniel Kaluuya. I really liked him. He's a really good actor.
Trying to remember.
He's the
Okoye's
husband.
Yeah.
I didn't love what they did with Okoye in this movie, in the second movie. I liked the idea of it, but it felt like a little rushed, and in lots of parts of the movie she was largely forgotten, and which is a crime because she is one of the best actors in the MCU currently. One of my I have a few favorite scenes in the MCU that are just small facial expression acting that is huge. When Tony finds out that Winter Soldier killed his parents, and when he can't look at Steve in the eye, and he's struggling, and you can see him, and he what does he say? Did you know? Incredible acting. When Tony in Endgame, when him and Nebula get rescued, and they're having a little meeting and he's mad at Steve. He's like, you know, you broke us up and split everybody apart, and we weren't ready. You know, I wanted, whatever he said. I wanted to have a suit of armor around the world. I wanted to protect everyone, and you know, you broke it all up. Just protect your friend. That's why we lost. We weren't together. You know, that speech. I can't remember exactly what he said, but that was a great performance. And then in Infinity War at the end, when everyone's getting dusted, and Black Panther's picking up Okoye, you know, this is no place for a warrior to die. And then he starts fading away, and Okoye's face, just pure horror and distraught, and one of my favorite moments of the MCU. I really didn't get caught up on chat here. The Queen's speech. Oh, she was great in Black Panther 2, though.
Yeah,
she was great.
She did fantastic.
Honestly, shocked Bassett didn't get the award for that movie. Yeah, she.
You remember how many New Avengers I sent?
I have no idea. Eternals felt a bit stale at times. Like, it was definitely a very different movie. And I like that for the MCU. Because, again, I feel like a lot of complaints about the MCU right now is that everything's too much the same. It's just Marvel copy and paste. And I feel like the Eternals was like a movie where they're like, let's do something different. Eternals and Doctor Strange. They're like, let's do something different. Multiverse of Madness, that is. And I feel like the bad reception to Eternals is like, ooh, we better keep everything the same. You know, and then now everything's the same and everyone's complaining about that. Eternals was awful, but when you have to introduce your whole character roster in the first half of the movie, I don't think it was awful. It was just a very different movie, and I'm totally fine with it not being what everybody wants. I think that's a better move, personally, for the MCU, is to start making movies that aren't for everyone. And I know that's kind of a crazy concept, but I do think, personally, I think that is a stronger business model. To just start making really good movies, but some of them be comedies, some of them be horrors, some of them be action. And that can be, like, gun action. Like, I would love to see some, like, I feel like Bucky's boring. I would love to see him, like, tearing through some people. Give him some bad guys that it's okay for him to kill. You know what I mean? But some can be, like, Shang-Chi type action. You know what I mean? You have different types of action. You could do a romantic comedy or something. I don't know. Just do different types of movies. Do a detective movie. Do whatever, you know? And it might not be what everybody wants to watch. You know, each different one's going to have its own crowd. But I think that would be stronger for the MCU. Like they had overthought and underthought things at the same time. Eternals. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Especially when there's 10 fucking characters. I don't think the character thing is that big of a deal. He's the Get Out guy. Yeah. Daniel Kaluuya. I know I'm really behind on chat. I start ranting. But yeah, Daniel Kaluuya is awesome. Very underutilized in the first movie, although good. And then he was working on Nope.
Which was also really
Which
good.
was great as well, but that's why he wasn't in the second Black Panther movie. Which was a bit disappointing. I think he has a really interesting character to revisit in Black Panther. I thought the scene in the dorm room of Riri was hilarious. Oh yeah, I loved seeing Riri, but you can totally cut out all of her stuff and the movie's still fine. Like, it works, I mean, you know. I thought Black Panther was too serious. Black Panther 2 had a little more humor, but I still teared up 3 times in 2. Yeah, definitely. Good assessment, Switch. Thank you. I wish they would do word for word, panel by panel movie, set it in the same time as it was written. That's hard to do. One, also, I don't think it's great. I really like... I'll use 2 shows as an example. One's a better example, but I'll start with the older example. Like The Walking Dead took the comics as a good base point to start from and really deviated I think for the better. I think, and especially, you know, like that one and the next one I'm going to talk about, had involvement from, well, actually, I don't know about the next one. I know this first. I know Walking Dead, but like I know Kirkman was involved. I think more so earlier on than later on. I think he stepped back, you know, as things were definitely, you know, becoming bigger and bigger. But I think it's kind of boring to just do an exact reproduction of a comic or a book or whatever, because like if you're a fan of the comic, you know exactly what's going to happen, and in a way that's exciting in like a nostalgic I know that kind of way. But I'm just not a nostalgia guy in any kind of way. I don't want to say any kind of way. I will always love Power Rangers, for example. You know, the Power Rangers will always get me and make me feel good, and I can watch a Power Ranger movie with a big smile on my face, even though it's a crappy movie with some terrible CGI. I love that movie. But I recognize it's bad. I don't want them to make another Power Ranger movie like that. I have no interest in rewatching that. But I do recognize that's something from my childhood that I do enjoy. Guilty pleasure type thing. But I feel like too many people associate what's the word I just said?
Nostalgia.
Oh, I didn't show off the last book.
Speaking of
Alf.
nostalgia,
I don't actually know when I started watching Alf. I don't think I watched this when I was young. I think I don't know. I have no memory of starting to watch Alf. I just know that I love Alf. Anyway, yeah. For me, I think a lot of people associate nostalgia with being good. Like, I think a lot of people were super excited about that last Spider-Man movie, and I think it was okay. I think most people were just super excited because Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire were in it, and, you know, William Dafoe and God, what's Doc Ock's name? I can't remember.
Alfred
Molina. But they're just like, oh, I remember this. This is amazing. You know what I mean? And now, granted, I don't think the movie was terrible. I think, and probably part of it was COVID restrictions and stuff. I think it is one of the most boring-looking, cinematically speaking movies, Marvel movies I've seen in a while. I think it's very flat looking, and uninteresting and non-dynamic. I enjoyed it. I don't want to beat on it too hard. I enjoyed it. I just didn't think it was great. And a lot of people were like, this is the best MCU movie. And I'm like, what? What? Ludicrous statement to me. Absolute ludicrous statement to me. Hold on, let me catch up a little bit here. I just don't understand Marvel's mentality of, if we give them what happened in the comics, they won't come watch. But why would there be a collector market if we didn't like the story written? I'll keep talking about The Walking Dead and what I think was good about that. I just saw that Mia Goth has been casted in Blade. She could play. I'm so excited for Blade. I know it's having a lot of struggles with it or whatever, which doesn't mean... I know a lot of people are like, oh, they're having troubles behind the scenes. The movie's doomed. Maybe. We don't know yet until the movie comes out. She could play Lilith Drake. I hope the movie's good. But Mahershala Ali is such a fantastic
can't wait for that
actor.
Blade.
I cannot wait to see what he does. Why change shit and mix things? Just do the story that Kirby, Lee, etc. I think that's kind of boring. It's
like we've already seen it. We know what's gonna happen.
Greg Nicotero probably spelled. Yeah, I don't know if that's spelled right or not. Anyway, but he was a lot of the downfall of The Walking Dead's last seasons. I stopped watching when Negan showed up. That's kind of where it fell off for me. I agree with Logan. You can't change too much stuff from the lore. When Taskmaster ended up being a huge brainwashed female, I was not happy. Yeah. My biggest complaint, honestly, about Taskmaster was that Taskmaster was barely in that movie. They had like what 2 cool action scenes,
Yeah.
and that was it. And like to me, Taskmaster is one of the most.
Although Taskmaster's going to be on the new
Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts.
I just
so
feel like
hopefully-
Taskmaster is one of the like coolest visual characters you can do to really make some awesome standout action scenes and stuff. And they were cool. I liked the action scenes, but it was just way too little. Way too little. Overall, I think the movie's okay. Parts of it I like. I think Yelena's a big thing. Like, she's really good in the movie. Red Guardian's really cool. That whole group, that family is really cool. Taskmaster was just such a cool character that they threw away all the comic backstory and made. And don't get me wrong, I'm not just making mistakes for it. I don't think it's as bad as a lot of people say, or I guess for the wrong reason. I think if Taskmaster was in that movie a bunch more, and at the bare minimum, I agree, if they did Tony Masters, which I think is a far more interesting character. Keep in mind, you all, Avengers 196, first Taskmaster was my first slab ever, so I like Taskmaster a lot.
I bought it for him for
and
Christmas.
I never would have imagined Taskmaster was going to be in the MCU, especially in a big movie. You know what I mean? Like, that is not a character I ever thought they would use. So I was super excited, definitely disappointed, but for me was more so disappointed that they just didn't really do anything. I think
I'm
could have.
hoping that in Thunderbolts they kind of just changed the character. You know, it's been several years, you know, in the timeline. For this person to develop a personality.
I think there could be some redemption.
You know,
Because, if this chick acts more like Tony Masters, which is fun and weird and quirky and confident, but
oh my God, Taskmaster, you're so quirky.
confident but knows their limits.
Yeah.
I think that's my favorite thing about Taskmaster. Like, I will take on all these crazy jobs, and then it's like, Black Widow? I do not want to fight in the comics, you know.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's very different in the movies, but like in his solo run, he had 2 or 3 years back now. Black Widow was chasing him down, and he's like, Black Widow, even if I kill her, she's come back from the dead.
I love it.
I don't want to fight her.
Whenever Taskmaster is introduced with a person he doesn't want to fight, because for me, it's happened basically 3 times in comics I've read. Black Widow was one. Moon Knight was one.
Yeah. He's just like, he's a crazy bastard. I don't want to fight him.
It was basically, he crashed a jet into me. I don't want that to happen again.
Yeah.
I thought I killed him. Anyways. And the other one was Venom. After Venom basically killed all of his men, he was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
But, like, in the same insanity in his decision-making process, he would have rather fought
The Avengers.
the Avengers, but also, like, in that same run, he fought Hyperion instead of Black Widow. Because, in a way, you can rationalize Black Widow being scarier. She is much more precise and, what word do I want to use? Dedicated and professional, you know? And, like, those were the things. And also, like I said, came back from the dead. And just one of the world's best killers, you know? Mm-hmm. And those were the things that terrified him. And he was like, Black Widow or Hyperion? I better figure out how to beat Hyperion, you know?
I don't know. I don't care about sex or race swaps. Whatever.
I hope it'll be the coolest vampire hunting. Wait. Oh, no, we're talking about Blade. In the movie, it was a brainwashed idiot. I agree. But I think there is a chance of redemption. So, like, say she comes back, has, like, let's just say a Tony Masters personality, and gets to do more action, and I'll totally be down with it. I'll be like, yes, okay. might not be the perfect way I want a Taskmaster, but I'm enjoying it. You know what I mean? Let's see. And yeah, and in that issue, Taskmaster wasn't a defect of the Red Room.
Scarlet Scarab was a sex swap, and she's a much better character.
Yeah. Okay. Coolest vampire hunting ever. Dark Frenzy Journey into the Night. If they manage to make it boring, I will not. It'll be rough. Like, Mahershala Ali is such a force. Like, he is so good. It will be very disappointing if they somehow do not make a good movie out of that. You even say Taskmaster is a he. Why change it for the movie?
Like I said, I just don't care.
It plays a point in the movie.
It does play a point in the movie.
So to rework that character, you couldn't make it Tony Masters in the way that they wanted it. And I don't agree that this was the best usage of Taskmaster, but they wanted to rework Taskmaster into something that directly tied to Natasha, and then also was able to directly tie with the Red Room and all that stuff. So they reworked the character to fit that story. And so, like, I don't think it was a pointless gender swap. Again, I'm not saying it's the best decision, but to say, we want to use this villain, but we want to tie them in more with the protagonist. I almost said antagonist. And I think that's totally fine, again, to rework characters. Again, to go back to The Walking Dead, they took Carol, spoilers for The Walking Dead, I guess, but in the comics, dies pretty early on, and is just this abused housewife that is a nobody, you know? And then made her, in the show, still kept her, or like started her off as an abused housewife, real muted and whatever, but then her husband dies, and she's able to grow after that into maybe the show's biggest badass, at least for at a time. And that character growth was phenomenal. And then obviously, you know, like, they added in Daryl, which wasn't in the comics at all. He auditioning for Merle, but then they loved Norman Reedus so much that they're like, no, we got to give you a different character, because Merle dies relatively early on. And they end up having the relationship between Merle and Daryl was so good. Also,
sometimes the backstory changes are cool. Like, I like Ant-Man and Wasp being ex-S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. That's cool as fuck.
Yeah.
I wish they did more with it, but
yeah.
There's a deleted scene that's really cool that does more with it. But it's for Ant-Man 2 that it's deleted scene of.
Off the comics, I do. I don't understand changing things. I like the story told. I don't care about gender swaps that much. Why not keep the backstory? Like I said, well, I explained that already, but I'm sure you messaged that earlier than that. They could have tied Taskmaster to her by naming him Tony Masterov, the Russian Taskmaster. But I mean, just because he's Russian doesn't tie him to her. Like, well, and I mean, you could argue, yeah, maybe they had some back history where she defeated him before that or something, and it's just like a personal grudge, maybe something like that. But I think that's a lot less interesting than. And again, I don't feel like it was the best execution, but I think trying to tie that character
He's not saying it's a joke.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Never watched Red Walking Dead. I never read it, but I do know a lot about it. I very much, when I watch shows based on a comic, even though I haven't read the comic, I like to know and learn about the comic and see what things they change. And The Walking Dead is maybe one of, well, the next one I'm going to talk about is also quite quite different from the source material as well. And it's one of my favorite superhero shows, which is The Boys. The Boys strays heavily from the comics while still taking a lot from it, and reworking it. I think you can take something and rework it and make it a better story. I think that's totally possible. And although I don't love all of The Walking Dead, I quite enjoyed the first 5 seasons. And I know there were slower parts in some seasons with the prison arc and stuff like that. I don't mind when things slow down. I think that's a perfectly fine part of a story. Especially when you're building up to something. Like when you have that slowness and calmness, it gives more impact. If things are just crazy all the time, then eventually it's like, whatever, it's normal, this is what happens all the time. But when you have a slowness and then go into craziness, I think it has a lot more impact. And again, not saying Walking Dead was perfect, even though I really enjoyed the first 5 seasons, and still enjoyed season 6, and then after that I was like, yeah, and I stopped watching somewhere in season 7. I do think there's a lot of really cool things they did that strayed way different from the comics. But with The Boys, I love The Boys. The Boys is fantastic, and there's a lot of different things. Like actually in this last season, which I can't remember, is this season 3? Or is it season 4? I don't remember what season we're on right now, or like this most recent season.
And sometimes cool things from the movies influence the comics as well. A good example is Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings. That movie was good. Its 10 rings were completely different than the ones in the comics, and now in the comics there is a 10 rings that Shang-Chi wears on his wrists.
Yeah.
Like so.
But anyway, whatever season we're on, 3 or 4 or whatever, they're just...
That's probably the best example I could think of them changing the story and it being
making Nick Fury Samuel L. Jackson. Solid decision.
Yeah, solid decision.
But anyway, they just introduced something in this past season of The Boys that was from the beginning of the comics. And I think it's so much more impactful story-wise. I don't necessarily want to spoil that, because I feel like The Boys is an underrated show not everybody watches. I highly suggest it. One of my favorite superhero things. I didn't know anything about it, but fantastic show. Absolutely fantastic show. Why missed the boat on that title? I don't know. I've been talking about different things. The Boys, I guess. Time Master of. I couldn't come up with a cheesier fake Russian name. I mean, that doesn't necessarily have to be the real name, but you were like... I mean, Tony Masters isn't a great name either, you know what I mean? Some of these things... Some of these things, I think we all take too seriously. That don't necessarily need to be all of that. Like... Some of these comics that people are like, oh, they ruined... And it's like, the guy's called Mr. Fantastic. How good was it? You know what I mean? Like, that one's called The Thing. His friends call him The Thing. You know, like, come on. I watched, a little clip of Stan Lee, the other day, talking about, you know, because Daredevil starts in the yellow and reddish brown suit, you know, and he was talking about switching over to the red suit, and he says people, you know, come up to me and ask, you know, what's the symbolism and it you know, to show about him, you know, being the devil even though he's a Catholic and all this stuff or whatever, and he's like, y'all are really putting a lot more into it than I did. People told me they didn't care for the yellow suit, and so I said, why not red? And that was the decision-making process. There wasn't a meeting to talk with anybody about it. That was it. It was decided in an afternoon, you know, and he switched it to red. And, you know, these characters and all these stories mean a lot to us, but some people act like this is the greatest literature that's ever existed. And like, how dare you defile these sacred texts? And it's like, a lot of this stuff is goofy. And, you know, it is what it is. Sometimes a superhero movie is just a superhero movie. And I don't think that's the end of the world.
I'm hungry.
Mark, if y'all still have a copy of 7 Years in Darkness at the shop, at least look at it. I'll have to look. I'm not sure if we do. Color swap is so cool. Red, black, white to blue, black, white to red, black, white. It's really cool. It doesn't sound enticing to me, but I'll take your word for it. First issue is mainly set up, but I feel like good things are ahead. It's intriguing. Some changes completely change the character, though, taking away character, defining traits. Sometimes it's for the best, but often it's for the worst. Definitely, for sure. I mean, like, there's always an inherent risk with changing a character. Prefer when they create new characters, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. The sky's still blue. Well, that's the thing. Like, I mean, if a new Marvel movie came out, and instead of Taskmaster being in the movie, it was the Russian ninja, I don't know, whatever, the Russian copycat, would anybody have cared? You know, would there have been any amount of hype? Not saying
Masters.
Obviously they have come up with some characters. I know they have. I'm trying to think of any of them. I know they have though.
The Eggman from Ant-Man 2. I forget his name. Egghead. Who's like literally in flashback scenes and dies.
I thought he was a comic character.
He was. I thought we were talking about characters that were changed.
No. I said...
Or characters that, like, people didn't care that they just kind of...
Characters that were created in the movies or shows. What is this playing? Oh, I'm going to get...
Yeah.
DM... Or whatever. Copy strike.
Yeah, no more music. You haven't earned it.
It's probably already too late, but anyway. Get out of here. I hate when it just auto plays to something else.
Yeah. Oh, big yawn.
Stinky baby. But yeah, I don't know, because like, or even worse, like if they came out with a new movie and it was just a brand new character, nobody would care. Nobody would care.
Was Killian a new character?
Probably. That's a bad example.
Yeah.
Because he was awful. I feel like there's definitely some characters that were created. Appreciate y'all playing my band's music. Yeah, no problem. I do want to get a longer playlist though, so I don't have to worry about stuff like that happening.
Mm-hmm. Make more music.
Well, no. Do you know any other local bands and stuff that have music on Spotify and whatever? Well, specifically Spotify. I'm just going to be playing on Spotify. Because I was going to add my buddy, but then I forgot he's
lame,
stupid, and won't put his music on Spotify. Yeah, but anyway, so if you have any suggestions of other stuff, please shoot me a message on Instagram. I will forget that. You will be lost to memory.
Carrier Pigeon. Oh, that's the name of the band.
Yeah.
I thought he was just a weird way of saying that he knows people.
Well, okay, that's fair enough. I can see that. But I was about to be like, I asked for a band name, and he gave me a band name. Can Logan copyright claim the stream? I guess he could. Yeah, if we ever have a bad falling out, just go back and copyright claim all my streams.
We'll shoot him.
I'm promoting you, Logan. You owe me. I'm copyright claiming you. Anyway, God, I guess nobody in stream can think of anything either. I know they've definitely created some characters in movies.
Well, technically, the
and shows.
Moon Knight Scarlet Scarab
was basically
going to be in Moon Knight 25.
She was basically created in the show.
Yeah.
They were like, "Oh, Scarlet Scarab, that's a cool name. We'll take that." The agent is back.
Agent Coulson's a great example.
Oh, Coulson, yes, Coulson, and actually all the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. characters. Pretty sure all of them. Yeah. The whole main team. Now, granted, obviously there's characters in the show, Deathlock and Ghost Rider and other characters that come in later. But like the main cast, well, I guess Mockingbird joins the main cast at one point, so she doesn't count. But the main original cast and most main cast from that point on is all original characters, and they're all great. And then Darcy Lewis was created for the movie, and she, yeah, that's right. She was just fairly recently had her first appearance in a comic in that Scarlet Witch #1. She became a character in the Scarlet Witch book. Is that what you? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Thank you, Xbox. X-23 was created for the X-Men Evolution cartoon. That sort of counts, I guess. More so talking about the live action stuff, but I mean, I guess that that's still technically kind of what I'm talking about. But yeah, Coulson was started in the movies, and he was I love Coulson so much. Great character. I would love if the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. characters came back. At the bare minimum, Quake and Coulson. I would love to see Melinda May back though too. But anyway, if they could come back like in Secret Invasion or something, I'm super hyped for Secret Invasion though. Super hyped. Trying to think. Like I said, I'm sure there's probably other characters that were created in the movies. Gotcha, a few of our friends. Okay, you sent me a message. Sweet. Cool. I'll listen through it, and as long as none of it's like stuff that I don't feel comfortable playing or something, then but I'll listen through it and make a good little stream playlist. Hopefully it'll last a good while. Then I won't have to worry about it. But anyway, my point being, like Walking Dead, The Boys, there's probably other ones. They deviated heavily from the source, and the Marvel movies. Like a lot of the really good movies deviate heavily from the stories. So, I mean, I would say, is there a Marvel movie that really sticks to the comics?
No Marvel movie, no Marvel show.
Invincible is perfection. That had a lot of changes though too. I don't think as much, but and there's a lot of like timing changes. For example, the big thing that happens at the end of episode 1, which you've at least seen that, doesn't happen until much later in the comics. Like I'm not much late, but like I want to say it's like I can't remember. It's either like around issue 10 or like around issue like 20 or something. That's a good way into the comic. It happens in the first episode. Now, granted, I think that's I can't remember if that's an extra long episode or not. But, and actually, funnily enough, Kirkman wanted to hold that off originally even farther, but they were like, "Look, we're going to cancel your comic. It's people aren't buying it. We need something crazy to happen." And he's like, "Well, I got this thing that's coming up." They're like, "You got to do it now, or like it's not going to happen." So if you know, you know. Again, I don't really want to. If you haven't watched Invincible's great. Super excited for the next season of that. Waiting for the Thor character to get the Infinity Gauntlet in The Boys. I did not read The Boys, so I don't know what you're referencing. X-Men Dark Phoenix was based on the detailed account of the Dark Phoenix saga by a 6-year-old who can't read. Yeah. That is, I think, the only X-Men movie I did not read. X-Men movie I did not watch. I saw that and instantly was like, this is not going to be good. Which was disappointing. I think X-Men First Class is one of my favorite superhero movies of all time. Like, I feel like that run of X-Men, I know technically they're all connected or whatever, but First Class, I think is just such a fantastic film with incredible performances.
Followed up by the absolute banger that is Days of Future Past.
Days of Future Past is a lot of fun. I don't think it's as good as a movie. I think
it's a fantastic sequel.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, a lot of cool action things happening and stuff like that. You get Hugh Jackman in this one, he's always great. But the performances in the first one, between Michael Fassbender, killed it as Magneto. James McAvoy, great as Xavier. Kevin Bacon, a fantastic villain. I didn't care for Jennifer Lawrence is fine. I don't mind her so much in this movie, except for when she's speaking other languages. She is really bad at speaking other languages, and they're like, hey, you want to do this a few times in the movie? And it's like they couldn't even pick one language for her to like maybe try to focus on and get good at. They're like, you want to speak a few different languages? But anyway, I feel like she's fine in that movie. She really irks me moving on. Not so much with the second movie, because she just tried to assassinate the president or whatever. But I really hate her becoming a hero. I feel like they only did that because they cast Jennifer Lawrence. And Jennifer Lawrence is, people don't care about her as much now, but she was like the wonderful, beautiful, friendly Jennifer Lawrence. I do really like her mother. Is that the name of the movie, Mother? I think so. That's a great movie.
There are people actually somewhat excited for her new rom-com coming out. Basically, with the thought of, yes, we haven't had these kind of movies in years. A shitty rom-com.
She's on my free pass list. I don't know if it was her involvement of being like, I want her to be a good character, or if it was like a marketing decision or whatever, higher up decision that was like, whoa, crap, we cast Jennifer Lawrence, she can't be the villain, because I think there was an interesting thing that could have been done where you take this highly likable actress and then present her in a good way, and then it's like, but she's doing some bad things. I think there was an interesting thing that could have happened, but they just turned her into a hero, and I thought that was super boring. But especially like you introduce her as in that movie as a kid, and then it's like you see her relationship with Xavier, and then in the same way, like you see Xavier and Magneto's relationship, but they have different ideologies and different experiences, and like Xavier, out of the two of them were always treated differently. Out of the three of them, I mean, because Xavier's just always been treated fine, and you can't tell that he's a mutant and all that. And if you did know he's a mutant, he could erase it out of your mind if he wanted to. But Magneto had the whole surviving the Holocaust thing, and Mystique, this terrifying blue monster that's ashamed of how she looks and everything, but can present and look however she wants. And that's such a different things going on psychologically between those three characters that all form them differently, and that some super interesting things going on. But then they flush away all that with Mystique, and kind of do it with Magneto. He becomes less interesting throughout the movie. It's an amazing performance still, but let me see. Did I miss anything? Mother was a wild ride, very confusing, definitely, but a fantastic movie that me and my girlfriend at the time, I think we used to love to go watch movies, and then we'd come home, sit in the parking little parking spot. What are those things called? The little roof. It has a name. I can't think what it's called right now. I'm blanking out.
Awning. What?
That's not what it is. Little parking. That's not a garage. I can't think what it's called right now. But we'd sit there and talk about movies for anywhere from 30 minutes to hours. And that's one that we sat for hours and talked about. It was definitely a lot to take in and think about and all that. Super awesome movie. I don't particularly care for her, though. Like, I don't know why people went crazy about her. But Mark, remember, without Hunger Games, Jennifer broke the glass ceiling for female action start, she said. I don't know what that means. But, yeah, I don't know. I didn't care. I never watched the Hunger Games movies. Maybe I missed out. I didn't care. Whatever. She was the first female action hero. Okay. Did she say that or something? I don't know. If she said that, that's kind of funny. That ex-woman line will always be cringe in Dark Phoenix. I don't know. I don't know the line. I didn't watch the movie. It sounds cringe. Mystique is also much less self-pitying in the comics than in those films. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, Mystique is supposed to be a badass. You know what I mean? Like, and again, I'm kind of going against my point of, like, she was like this in the comics. How dare you change her? But, like, I felt like the change in her character, again, like, trying to understand it from a writing perspective. Like, with Taskmaster, I see the direction of let's make this character tie in more with Natasha, more about Natasha's story, and intertwine their stories together to make a more cohesive narrative, rather than, I'm Taskmaster and I was hired to fight you. That's not very interesting, you know, other than maybe, like, at the opening scene of a movie and then you're done with Taskmaster. But the change for, trying to understand the change for Mystique, I really think it's Jennifer Lawrence. We gotta make her, whether it was her putting that into her contract or something, because sometimes actors, especially, and again, she was really big back then, so I could see that being a possibility where she's like, I don't want to be the bad guy. Make this a good character, good guy character, not a good character. But again, just it comes out boring. Or if it was studio interference that was like, well, y'all hired Jennifer Lawrence, she can't be a villain. I feel like it was something like that caused the character to change. But then they're like, well, what do we do with the character? It didn't feel like she had a direction. And then, like, I can't imagine even that it was Jennifer Lawrence, because then by the time Dark Phoenix was out, it was very clear to me, watching that trailer, that she had no interest in being in these movies anymore. And because I know she dies very early on. I do know that. And because I predicted that. Like, I think even before the trailer came out, I'm like, Jennifer Lawrence is not going to be in this movie. She is going, either just not going to be in the movie, or she's going to be killed off very soon. And I think she knew that, like, the movie wasn't going to be any good as well. And even though I don't think she's that amazing of an actress, I think she saw this and was like, no, I'm above this, you know? Like, I don't want to be in this crap. Let's see. Marvel Girl was on the team since day one. Get it out of my head, Charles. Beau is Afraid is the only movie that matches it in confusing. I heard that's a very confusing movie. I do want to watch that. One of the only. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard that's a very, very wild movie. Stars, yeah, she said Hunger Games opened doors for women to be action leads when Alien did that decades ago. I mean, there's other movies for sure. What are other female-led action movies? Because that is a really funny statement to say that. Now, granted, I don't know the exact quote, but I'm sure maybe it could have been taken out of context a little bit. Because you could argue opening up the door for new generations and stuff like that to
Kill
inspire.
Bill.
Oh yeah, Kill Bill. That's a great example. I know there's more.
Would you argue Rogue One?
Was that before Hunger Games?
Before Hunger Games? Oh, no, I didn't hear
like,
that.
I don't think it was.
I didn't hear that.
No,
addition.
the statement is that Jennifer Lawrence's role in Hunger Games opened up the possibility of females being lead action characters.
Oh.
Again,
Hunger Games kind of sucked ass.
it was really popular.
Yeah, for like 12-year-olds.
That's not the point of the statement. The point of the statement is that it's funny to think that, considering we had Ripley decades before, Kill Bill, I'm sure there's other things I can't think of off the top of my head. And Underworld, that's a good one, yeah. Aeon Flux, I guess. A very meme moment. Sigourney Weaver thanked her for her career after trolling. That's really funny. There's got to be something else. I don't know. That is really funny though. That's a great. I'm happy that Sigourney Weaver commented on it. That makes it even funnier. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I want to say that maybe what she said could have possibly been taken out of context.
Yeah, it happens a lot with women.
Well, just. But even though, like, she could have also, like, misspoke a bit.
There's
you know
also
what I mean?
that. I mean, people took. How am I forgetting her name? Captain Marvel.
Brie Larson.
Brie Larson, jokingly saying that Captain Marvel's the strongest MCU character. You know, just kind of flippantly, and they're like, she should be fired immediately. And
well, I mean, that's a bit of a different thing. How did you not hear about that, Marco? Because I didn't care about...
Too many people out there that just hate women.
I didn't care about Jennifer Larson or...
Jennifer Larson.
Jennifer Lawrence.
You sit there for a minute.
I couldn't think of it. I'm like, I know it's wrong, but I don't know what's right. I didn't care about her. I didn't care about the Hunger Games. I didn't care about her until she was in X-Men. And then I also watched Mother, because that looked like an interesting movie. And it's a wild movie, y'all. If you haven't seen it, it is
I want
a
to
very
see.
wild
There was a movie that came out recently.
I'm sitting here trying to remember every single movie I've seen to sing all the female. Now, granted, yes, there's definitely a lot less. Ooh, Planet Terror. That's a good one.
There was a movie came out pretty recently. The only thing I know about it is this lady, after her wedding, is being hunted down by the husband's side of the family.
Again,
that looks fun.
You can maybe... I don't know.
Is Jennifer Larson also from Kentucky?
I don't know for sure what she said. But again, I can easily see a situation in which you could misspeak.
From Kentucky.
And you could... Maybe she was saying... she's happy to be this new... Because again, there isn't a lot of female-led action movies.
Yeah, as we just demonstrated.
It's a very low percentage. So I can see, even if what she technically said was that, I could see it being a slip of her words. But maybe that is what she meant and what she said. It's also a possibility. Hard to say, but and also I'm just finding out about this now. But I also know how much people misconstrue things.
Yeah.
Whether for hateful reasons, which is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But also, like, that's just for a funny reason. I feel like that's just for oh, this is hilarious. And it is. Even if that is what she meant or isn't what she meant, it's a hilarious thing to laugh at in jest. You know, either way, whether she meant it that way or not, I think it's not a haha, you're so stupid thing. It's just like, oh, that's funny, you know, like, that's funny. And other people have made similar statements.
Y'all see The Hearts?
Is that a movie?
Why?
Or are you like hallucinating right now?
Gabriel, are you okay?
Oh, or are you talking about? You were asking
Kingdom
about
of?
that before, like something. There's something with streams, like if he hearts the stream, things pop up on the phone or something. I don't know.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's not popping up for us.
We don't see any of that. No.
Yeah. Dumbass.
No, the emojis. No. Why don't we call International Women's Day Jennifer Lawrence Day from now on? She's we didn't have women until she existed. All thanks to her.
An inspiration to all.
See, the
of
stuff
us.
like that. That's what I'm saying. Like you could just take it and twist it and make it dumber and funnier, and like that's just good fun. And it's a bit of laughing at her expense, but it's like also something.
Whatever.
Now, granted,
she has more money than I'll ever have.
Well, granted, like maybe she could be super pretentious and be like, "Well, that's not funny," but I would like to think most people would be like, "That's pretty good." You know, sometimes
I forget if
even
she's
though,
one of those people that like doesn't. Not lighthearted.
Well,
I want to say from
I
what
don't know.
What I remember, she is kind of one of the more down to earth actors. You know.
No powerful woman before. Okay, yeah. We just had basic bitches before that. Oh.
Now going on to the real meat of the matter, and why Hunger Games inspired some of the worst movies ever, actually, because it inspired other young adult novels to get their own movies, and those ones also sucked. They sucked worse than Hunger Games, actually.
What Heartscape Heart proceeds to press the heart repeatedly. These right here.
The one I remember seeing is Divergent. Man, that one sucked ass.
There was that. I never saw any of these, but there was that. There was Maze Runner.
I actually think I heard Maze Runner was good.
And I feel like there was another one, but I can't think of it.
Teenage Utopia was a problem in the 2010s.
Yeah. The world is terrible, but the only saving grace is teenagers.
And their love triangle.
Yeah. And bows and arrows, maybe. So I'll be in tomorrow to sell that ASM book, unless you think I should find a way to send it in. Yeah, you can send it in yourself. You don't have to have a membership. Yours isn't signed, right? I've been looking. I had to look at so many books. I had to think. For a second, I was like, "What is your book?" And then I was like, "Is it a signed book?" Because there's a bunch of signed books. And then, because then if it's signed, you have to send it to CBCS.
Divergent's one of those movies that was like, it's not even fun bad. It's just so bad to watch. Don't watch it.
Boring bad.
Or do watch it. There actually
boring bad or painful bad. There's difference. Kind of some bleed over, but.
I retract that statement. There are a couple funny moments in there. They're just like, we are sitting there watching it like, oh my god, is this what the characters are doing right now? Oh my god.
A YouTuber we watch, well, mainly I watch. Charlie fairly recently watched all of the crap. What are the vampire movies called? Crappy ones. Twilight. He watched all the Twilight movies, and so I've been watching some of his recaps, talking about it and stuff. And some of it I knew, some of it I didn't know, but there is some. It seems like some pretty good, fun bad things going in it. He said he thoroughly enjoyed watching. He said the series just continues to get worse and worse in the most ridiculously stupid ways. And it's a quite enjoyable ride. Again, something like you'd watch with friends and laugh at and make fun of. But
I always recommend this movie to people.
Speed Racer.
Speed Racer. I wouldn't even say it's bad. No, it's just fun. It's just pure fun from start to finish. Watch Speed Racer. Do it.
Yes, the world is in society.
I don't recommend anything more than Speed Racer.
Which hot guy am I gonna date? Yeah. Yeah.
Pia, Gabehart, start a watch party together. Watch Speed Racer.
God, I wish you could do watch parties on YouTube. That'd be fun. But copyright laws.
Fuck the law.
Yeah. I'm gonna stab a law.
Stab the law.
I'm gonna stab, what's his name? Something Bill?
Nye the Science Guy?
No. Is he just the Bill? What's his name?
Oh, I'm just a Bill. Bill.
Does he have a name?
Bill.
Or is
His
Bill's
name's
name?
Bill!
It's like something to Bill or Bill to something? Or...
Twilight Marathon at my house. Marco and Chris only invited.
We can have Pia on a live call. Just no video, just the call.
You get to hear the movie, kinda.
Yeah,
We're not putting it on speaker.
Yeah, I'll hold you up for like 10 minutes, but then I'll probably sit you down somewhere.
Yeah. Probably leave you in the kitchen by accident after you grab a drink.
Yeah.
My headache's getting worse. I need food.
Yeah, I was thinking it's about time to wrap it up. Trying to think if there's anything else to discuss. So like I said, I will be making a video. Might come out Thursday.
Watched what? Speed Racer? Or Twilight?
Yeah, that could be either one, I guess. I was trying to figure out from context clues, but not happening. Anyway, I'll be coming out with a video showing off some books that have been returned to me. Both PSS.
Yeah.
Would you say Twilight is an enjoyable bad run of movies? Both jokes on you. Also, Logan has watched both. Great show, guys. Thanks. Everyone, take care. Thanks for hanging out, Paul.
Adios.
Appreciate everybody being here. But anyway, so probably Thursday is my guess. I'll be making a video talking about some books that have returned to me. I don't know how I want to present it yet, because I could say it in a very accusatory way, and it would be a great thumbnail and title. But I don't know if I want to go there yet. I'm trying to balance my morality and my desire to get more YouTube views. Again, not trying to start any drama. The whole point of the video is I'm really happy.
So you have watched Speed Racer?
Yes, they both said it.
No. He's correct.
Oh. Okay, I guess he was just chiming in on what Peter said. Twilight is akin to the cringy, twisted, wet dream of an overgrown teenager. That didn't answer my question. Is it fun to laugh at with friends? That's my... yes or no. Or sorta, I guess, can be it. Speed Racer, was it best okay? Fighting words there from... I haven't watched it. Chris isn't paying attention, as usual. Anyway, so, I'm just really happy that these books have returned to me.
You're at best okay, Gay Part, alright?
So that's the point of the video, but again, I could, if I wanted to...
I'm gonna
really clickbait that
demote you to silver badge as opposed to gold.
Anyway, so that'll be coming out then this Sunday birthday stream. I'm gonna probably be making that thumbnail pretty soon. Usually I make my stream thumbnails the night before and have it set up, but I'm gonna try to make this a bigger event.
God, that Pia comment could be about Speed Racer. Or Twilight.
So, no, it's about Twilight. I was asking about that. Acting is so over the top, and yeah, that's what I've heard. Like, there's just ridiculous overreactions and underreactions, and
you don't
just a wild
see.
ride.
I think you're going into it with the wrong mindset. You're going into it thinking, I want to see some cool actual racing. No, bad. Go into it thinking, this shit's gonna be fucking wild. I'm gonna see some dope shit.
Okay, I'm done with Speed Racer.
I'm not.
Anyway, I'm trying to wrap up the stream. Do you want to leave the stream or not?
Yes, I do.
Or you can keep talking about Stream Racer.
Stream Racer?
Stream Racer. We're racing, chat.
Type as many words as you can now.
Oh, and you lose that one. Anyway, so birthday stream. We're going to be showing off things we got at the con, which at the bare minimum is going to be some awesome signatures. Wrap up the stream with a poem. Have a great night, everyone. I gotta get it up early. Take it easy, Xbox.
Never done.
I clean and enjoying the convention. Okay. So anyway, the bare minimum showing off some signatures. Hopefully, pick up some other cool stuff at the convention. But then also opening a box of sketch covers from Echo.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea what's in it.
I got one.
How many's in there? No clue what's going on. It's gonna be a wild stream. I'll probably also end up either editing that into a video. That doesn't matter. That y'all don't care. I'm just saying, like, my behind the scenes thinking does not matter. But I'll probably release
This is
that
what the streams are for. Behind the scenes stuff.
as a video, or make a whole separate video showing that off as well. But anyway, because I just want people to see more of Echo's art. And again, if you want to get some sketch covers done, hit up Echo or hit up me, and I'll help you out or get you in touch or whatever needs to be done. So end it with a poem. I'd like a haiku. I honestly don't even remember what a haiku is. Stream Racer sounds like a cringe Gen Z remake. Yes, Logan poem or nothing poem. What's a haiku, Chris?
Irish.
What? I'm gonna stab you.
Haiku's Irish. No, that's limericks.
What? Damn it. What is haiku? I feel like that's not even spelled right. I didn't spell it right. Haiku.
I only know 2 kinds of
Yeah,
poems.
you missed an A. Y'all can't even spell haiku.
Haiku
You did
is Japanese and short.
Yeah, but it's just isn't like it's like so
Narco's
many.
Mexican and short.
17 syllables in 3 lines of 575. That's what I needed to know. Traditionally evoking images of the natural world. Okay. 575. All right, we need to make a poem together
God, my brain's not active.
to end the stream. How are we supposed to end the stream, Chris? Iris was the right answer, no matter what Google says.
Make a limerick instead. They're more fun.
Make it about comic collecting. It's supposed to be about the natural world or something. I forgot what I just read.
The natural world.
I got it actually.
The natural world of comic book collecting.
Okay.
There once was a man from Kentucky.
No, shut up. That's too many syllables. I'm pretty sure.
I'm going to the limerick route.
That's 9. Doesn't seem right either for a limerick. I don't know what a limerick is either, but 9 doesn't seem right. Help me out. So 5. We just need a 1 line, 5 syllables, and then we'll move to the next line. We'll figure it out piece by piece.
No, it's my bad. It's not in Kentucky. It's Nantucket.
This can't be interesting for you all to sit here
No.
and watch our brains
I'm
rot.
Googling farewell haiku.
Oh, no. Help me think. Help me think.
Marco, I can't think.
Shut up.
I feel like even if I said something useful, you'd say shut up.
No. Only if it's not useful. I will say shut up. And I can tell very quickly. Thank you for watching. We hope to see you again.
What's the last line? Gotta be
5.
5.
Sunday, my birthday. I don't know. That's all I got.
Sunday, my birthday. I was trying to be like we Audi 9000, but that's
No.
like 1 syllable more.
Peace be with you. If you can't, wait. If you can't, the writer strike will inspire a new wave of teenage dystopia. Oh no, Chris, your worst dream. My heart is warm. Thank you. I'm glad you all enjoyed my poetry skills. Chris didn't do anything. Thank you all for hanging out. I'm super excited for this weekend. Super excited. Thank you all, though. Join the channel membership or up your tier.
Up your tier.
Win some awesome books.
Win books. Once a month.
At the end of the
last Sunday of the month.
Well, last community night stream of the month, which is usually
might
on
be
Sunday.
on a Sunday.
Usually on a Sunday. But also, tell your friends.
Tell your friends.
Because the more people that join, the better the books I'm going to put in there. That's it. Thank you all. See y'all next time.
Bye.